Tune in to the podcast where the creeps come alive with Tinder date stories that barely survive. Like the guy who said I'm 6'5" for sure, but showed up 5'2" and awkward galore. Or the match who confessed I still live with my ex, then spent the whole date sending her texts. There's the one who brought puppets to make things more fun, and the girl who called her mom before date number 1. So swipe with caution and beware who you meet. Tinder's full of creeps just waiting to greet.
Was that you?
Oh, you got forced. You got mad forced.
That's a Halloween
Where'd you steal that from?
I didn't know if I was on a podcast or a rap concert.
A Halloween creep
That's
edition.
you?
Yes, it's
Yeah,
me.
for real. Hey.
A Halloween creep edition. I know, everyone brings you a poet next time. Every podcast will open with a poet. But anyways, guys. Anyway, guys, we are doing a creepy dating story podcast theme for Halloween. Obviously, it's this month. This is gonna be our biggest group yet, I think. Yeah. I think I counted 14 people if I lost count. But yeah, we will go in order. I'm sorry. I am Alex. I am your host, and we are doing some scary dating stories. And I'm with my co-host Jessica.
What's up? What's up?
And my beautiful wife, Stephanie. And we're gonna go down the order. Everyone, just say your name. We'll start with.
Hi, I'm Vicky.
What up, though? It's Dom.
Miguel.
Dimitri.
Denny.
Natalie.
Gabby. Sulema.
Mimi.
Maria.
Ashley.
Maria number 2.
Damn, Maria.
Frank.
Frankie, as your mom used to say. But anyways, guys, we are looking at creepy dating stories, either off the internet or, you know, you guys have sent me some stuff that are either true or not true. You guys be the judge. We just know there are some real creeps out there, and yeah, we'll just say that.
And in here.
And in here, the real creeps in here. Oh, did you have a story you want to say?
No, I was just kidding.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you were so high that one time. All right, we'll start with this one. Hold on, let me go back. Sorry, I'm just organizing my thoughts here. Okay. Back during a past relationship, I had an actual fear of being killed by my ex at one point. He never hit me, but showed signs of aggression and admitted he had thrown a chair at his ex in the past and has a history of anger issues and damaging property at his house and hurting one of his family members during an argument he had with them. We were dating during the time of that scary Gabby Pietro and Brian Laundrie case. I don't know if you guys remember that case.
I do.
The case where she went missing during a camping trip with her boyfriend and it ended up being that he killed her.
Yeah. And then he got eaten by a crocodile.
Something like that. But anyways,
Yeah.
we'll keep going. A lot of the ways they described him was a lot like my ex, and I couldn't shake the feeling it would have been capable of doing the same to me if I had stayed in that relationship years later. Was I just being paranoid? I did bring it up to him. I just wanted to leave the relationship because I felt he would put me in physical danger. Thoughts?
If you feel like you're not safe, fucking
to
don't
leave.
do that shit.
Yeah.
That's
I
number
think
one.
I gotta go
That's
with
it.
like
Ryan one.
Go with your gut feeling.
That's an
If
instinct right
you
there.
think he would do it, he probably would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If there's
No, you guys are messed up. Okay,
You're trying to put the
Give him a shot.
devil's advocate.
Like always. Oh,
Danger's a
right.
little
That's
high.
the trauma.
Hey,
But-
50-50's not bad, I guess.
I feel like, but if you don't feel safe in a relationship,
Yeah,
then I feel like you
probably good
should
instincts.
exit and just.
He's already admitted he's like hurt family members, and now he's like,
Well, I mean,
Sounds
maybe
like
nothing's
a
off
little
limits.
if he was getting like some therapy, then maybe stick around. But no.
Doesn't sound like he.
That doesn't sound like he did. I don't think it was ever mentioned, but like,
Hit
yeah.
me up 3 years after therapy. I don't see how you're doing
3 years after.
Yeah, more work after that.
And if that's private therapy, because if it's Kaiser therapy, too much?
No, that's true. That's very true.
Oh, Jesus.
Private
Yeah, she probably
practice
did the right
doesn't
thing.
accept your insurance. That's the
Ooh.
kind of dumbass expense.
Let's see. Let's do a fun one. I titled it "Holy Crap." The waiter. Let's see. I'll give you the clip notes. So this guy wanted to go out with a girl, and he did. And the waiter, he felt like the waiter was hitting on his date. and he wanted to feel all machismo and stuff, and so he ordered a bowl of soup, and the waiter was telling him, no, the bowl's really big. Just order the cup, and he was like, you know what, whatever, I'm gonna show off it to this girl. I'm gonna get the bowl of bean soup. He ate the soup, and it was as big as taking a Thanksgiving dinner. And despite my obvious physical discomfort, my date cannot seem to tell that I was so uncomfortable that I may explode from either end of my instant. Furthermore, as I get up to use the bathroom, my date asks if we can stop by her sorority house. This is their college date. And on the way to our movie, they were going to go see a movie, obviously. So she went to go pick up a sweater for the cold theater. Despite the obvious, I say no problem. We get up to leave. And as I'm walking to the car, I get what that feels, that knife in the belt line, followed by the gurgling noise of 8 pounds of shit about to transfer into my intestines of my colon. I'm still not worried, though, as we drive to her place, and it's like 5 minutes to the theater. We get to her sorority house, and she asks if I need to come inside for anything. I would like to think she wanted to fool around, but I think she just wanted to pick up on the situation. Probably from my profuse sweating and silence. So I'm fine. No, I'm fine, I say, and she says, and she heads inside to get her coat and do God knows what else because she's in there in what feels like an hour. Then another sharp pain, another gurgling. I have now sweat. I literally sweat going through my clothes. I get up and I run to the front door, which isn't helping my situation as I desperately scramble to fling open the door of the sorority house. Locked, of course. It's too late. I run around the side of the house, drop my pants, and proceed to shit my brains out, pressing my back against the side of the building in an attempt to keep from contaminating myself. Though I immediately felt physically better, I put myself back together. I realized the sheer terror that both my shoes and lower part of my pants have been splattered. I started putting together a plan of action, a run to the car, run home, explain later. That's what he was thinking in his head. When I was heading to my car, I spot my date sitting there patiently, waiting for me. Somehow, on the spot, I come up with what I thought was brilliant at the time, that I went to stop by the house to change, and I stepped in dog shit while relieving myself on the side of her sorority house. She spared me from having to explain why I could not wait to use the bathroom at the theater. I assumed she was distracted by the horrible odor in the car, but more likely she knew the truth. Whatever the case, the angel I did not make me elaborate on anything, and we had a great time the rest of the evening. They dated for like 6 months.
So he jumped back in the car, smelled like shit, and just didn't say anything. And
No. He said he stepped in shit.
He
Stepped in dog. I thought that was pretty brilliant.
That's smart.
Right on the spot.
First of all, if you had a car, why didn't you dip out somewhere like
Thank
the
you.
bathroom?
He was going to, but then she's sitting in the car.
When she went in the house, he should have drove around that shit on a different house.
Oh, that's true. He could have done that.
Why? She kept asking if he needed anything. Why didn't he go use the bathroom?
Well, he tried, but the door was locked.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that part.
Yeah.
So I'm saying like he should have just drove off to the
At least
nearest
or at least a different house.
Yeah, but you don't have that much time when someone's going inside real quick to go do whatever. Like you're not gonna be like, I'm gonna go to the store real quick and take
She
a
was
shit.
in there for an hour.
He could have just texted her.
That's what she said. He
He
said
could
it
have
felt
just
like
texted
an
her.
hour.
I got a
It felt like an hour.
That's like 2
But
seconds.
either way, man, you're getting a sharp pains.
Wait, what kind of soup was he eating?
Some black bean soup. Some bean soup.
That's your fault.
And he said he wanted to show off eating the beans.
Yeah. He could have ordered the cup size and he ordered the bowl
So
size.
I think that's a little.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think I
Was
heard
she
a
into
story
soup?
about when you guys went
I
to
don't
No,
know.
because the waiter was being flirtatious with the girl.
Yeah, I heard.
And so he was like, no, you can't like get the cup because it's smaller. And he's like, no, I can handle the bowl. He's trying to be like prideful. Like, I can handle the bowl, give me the
He
bowl.
could have taken it to go. That other dude probably
He needed a bowl, alright.
Take the cup.
He should have just at least maybe walked 2 houses down.
First mistake,
I
he
don't
got
And
a
took
bowl
a
of soup.
leg out.
Nah,
First date.
but he did that trying to be like Macho Man.
I know. Why
But
not?
why
just
do you
steak?
order
How people take shits
It's
outside.
like, okay,
I
let's
like
eat.
you know what? I'm
Find
gonna
some
be a man.
Mexican.
Trying to
Get a
figure out
ribeye
how-
Okay, what is that?
Honestly, I thought that was the stupidest part. Trying to order a big ass bowl of soup to impress. What the
At least
fuck
for
is
fun,
that, man?
you know? What the
Hey,
fuck?
he
It
does-
wasn't
he
to
does-
impress the date, it was to impress the waiter.
That's crazy.
Okay, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, why would you be like, I'm gonna impress my date? Hey, what's
Ego.
the biggest soup you got?
Have any of you girls like had a date like that where a guy tried to impress you with food? Like
maybe like
how much I'm eating right now?
You know?
How'd that go?
This one time I went to go eat some Mexican food, and the lady was like, "Oh, this salsa is really, really hot. Like, you should just put a little bit." He's like, "No, I got this." And I was like, "Are you sure?" So he put so much. He took a few bites, like trying to be like, "Oh, I got this." And I was looking at him, and sure enough, like
You should have cheered him on.
Yeah.
You should have cheered him
Hat
on.
off.
He couldn't finish it. He was like, "Ooh," and I was like, "Ah." She told you. She warned you.
Spit fire.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like some Mexican machismo shit right there.
I know.
You're Mexican, huh?
No.
What? Oh, shit.
Damn.
Ain't no way.
I know.
What was he?
He was Belizean.
What the hell? Belizean? Sounds like a color. Alright.
I do have one on the spot that we were discussing last night, and all of you guys can answer this one. Whenever it comes to the term, man, that person's a creep, it usually references to a guy. So, but for a girl, whenever like, man, that girl, man, she's crazy.
She's fucking weird.
Yeah, or weird.
That's
There
what
you
we
go.
thought.
Yeah,
Psycho?
I've never really heard the term of a girl being creepy. Does that exist?
She's a stalker or psycho?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably the
I
only.
more so that,
Yeah.
if anything.
Stalker or psycho?
But not a creepy and like.
Creep is different, yeah.
Yeah.
Creep's like when they make you feel uncomfortable, like, oh, fucking creep. Like,
Yeah.
It also comes with a
Girls are
little
just like,
intimidation.
No, girls have to be
Like,
really
yeah.
creepy to be called a creep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Aside, yeah, like either weird.
unless you're from Jersey Shore and you be creeping.
well, I do have a scenario where like someone sent me a message that they dated their ex, and after a while, somehow their photo bucket was hacked, and they were able to see every picture they automatically uploaded to. So the ex knew wherever that person was at, wherever they went, and so like they were able to see everything. Like, and then they would message them like, "Hey, I see on your photo bucket. I know where you went. I know what Christmas party you went to. I know who you're hanging out with." And then, and then they told, and then after this is going on more longer that like they've now completely moved on from this ex. The ex still shows up at this other person's house, and like, I know you're in there, and starts shouting at the top of their lungs.
That's
Yeah.
That's
And that was a girl that did that.
Psycho.
Yeah,
That's psycho.
crazy, weirdo, psycho. How many more? I'm not even calling the cops. I'm calling my mom. Like, hey, come handle it. It's crazy.
Do you want to leave me out?
Isn't there a song called
Some
Psycho?
fucking
Oh, yeah.
Weird fantasy.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy but psycho. Yep.
Oh, that was weird.
Yeah, something like that. Did you have one?
It's not really a dating though. That was just like
A hookup?
a creeper husband. Have you guys heard of the I think
Share
it's in
Oh, go for it. Yep.
oh, that one? Oh, it's in the news a lot right now. This one lady who was, well, I guess raped or abused by like 72 different men in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So this lady, she, who was it? She's like an older lady. She, she kind of started developing things. She didn't know what was wrong with her. She'd go to the doctor, and the doctor's like, no, there's nothing wrong with you. And so eventually she got called into the police department, and the police department said, hey, your husband's been arrested. And they started showing her pictures. Like, is this you? Do you remember all this? And this lady's like in really weird poses and lingerie, naked and stuff like that. And she's like, no, I have no fucking idea what this is. Why am I doing this? And it turns out that her husband had pretty much been sharing her out, not even selling her, like sharing her out to men on websites where men can just fulfill fantasies and shit. And he would prepare where like a man would come in, sleep with her, but he had to follow certain rules. Like, the shoes had to stay outside. You couldn't wear scents or like colognes and stuff because she was very sensitive to smells. And it was hella men during 10 years, and she didn't know anything.
She intoxicated or?
Yeah, but she
By
drugged.
drugs?
She was
Yeah, she
What
was
is it?
drugged.
GHB? That stuff
she
didn't
leave
get
like
gay.
that
Crazy.
apartment at all or that
How
room
was
at
that
all.
not
No,
detected,
it was.
though?
She thought
She
I
was
don't
having
know.
like dementia or something, right? She thought she was having like some
I
type
don't
of
know. Yeah, some.
Alzheimer's.
That's
Yeah.
Have you guys ever watched, or have you guys watched Blink Twice?
No.
No.
Is that a movie?
This is scary.
Oh no! Wait. Let me finish this. So, they have a daughter. That daughter obviously just like the shock and everything. She wrote a book, and eventually the fucking the cops called her in and like showed her pictures. Is this you? And she's like, no, that's not me. And her husband's like, are you sure? That looks like our old apartment. And because she was like, no, it's not me because I don't have those clothes. They're like, no, this is you. So after like really looking at the pictures, she's like, fuck, that's me. He did it to my mom, and he also did it to me. And it was like firemen from their city. The neighbor had done it. Like very well, like professionals.
People ain't shit. That's why.
Yeah, I know. So it's still in the courts right now.
What is there to debate?
This is in France, though. It's in France. Yeah, it's pretty big.
I can't believe you said it went
Wow.
what,
Must
10
got
years?
Diddy's oil.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit
Was that?
crazy
I said they
too.
must got Diddy's baby oil.
GHB.
Is that what it is?
I
Yeah.
think that's
It's
the
not.
brand
It's
of
not
oil.
actual like baby oil. It's like.
Yeah, oh yeah,
some
there's like
shit.
shit in it to make
Yeah,
it
they
It's
like-
GHB. They it makes you all like you pretty much forget what happened, and you're
It's like,
all
yeah, it's like a rape drug, yeah, right?
Yeah.
The movie Blink Twice is pretty much.
Is that
based
kind of
on-
new? Is that movie kind of new?
It's with Channing
Okay.
Tatum. And
Yeah, I've seen
that
it,
just came
but
out,
I didn't
right?
watch it.
In like
It's
August.
sorry for the
Yeah.
spoiler. It was really good though, but it's
I'm not
kind
gonna
of
watch
like that. Yeah,
Ooh.
it's crazy.
Oh, thanks for telling me. You know.
Well, I'm just saying.
it. Watch it on the plane next to my mom.
I know, right? Jeez. All right, we'll do our next one. The Tinder Swindler. Documentary from Netflix. Swindler.
That's
You want to read this one?
That's crazy.
Okay. The girl is on an online relationship with a man who is a cardiologist named Bobby for 10 years. They never met, all online, only to find out later she is being catfished all those years. He would make up excuses and illnesses all those years as to why he would not be able to Skype with her live or show his face to her. He later finds out he's a real person but claims he never knew her, someone else using someone else's identity. What do you guys think about that?
That's wild.
10 years is a long time.
It really
Yeah,
sucks
10 years is a long
that
time.
in
Way too long.
2024
That's
people are still getting catfished.
Yeah, I think you're really.
It's probably like an
I
older-
mean, it's 2024.
You gotta be
How
your
are we
own
still getting like you
This-
said?
This has been happening since like 98,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah. Like if someone's not meeting up with you and they live in this, I mean, I don't know.
Why are you
what
putting so
situation-
much effort
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
it? It's like,
I guess people are lonely.
That's that person.
Yeah,
Some people are.
People are.
lonely.
Yeah, people are.
Yeah.
lonely.
so what's a safe thing? Like you're matching with someone online, you're talking to them for like a month, and what do you like? Do you? I mean, God, if I was debating, like I'd be like, I would video call them just to make sure it's them.
How would you do it, Alex?
How would I do it? I would use my phone.
Unless I met them in person and then started.
Oh yeah, that's completely different. Yeah,
Then I wouldn't be talking to somebody I randomly
Yeah,
met.
if
online.
it's going on over a month and you haven't like seen, met up, or done anything,
Yeah.
like talk to them, like,
Oh, yeah.
friendly ghost. Somebody.
Yeah, Casper.
After 2 conversations, if I don't see any kind of effort to like meet, I'm pretty much not gonna be responsive.
Then
Yeah.
it's not serious.
And
Or
it's
they don't
like,
want
I know,
send
right?
me a
Yeah,
picture
they
where
would
you're
have to
fucking
see you.
spoon behind the fucking calendar. A fork in the
I mean, that's why you do reputable apps.
The girl ended up hiring a private investigator.
Right?
And
Yeah.
so I know who it is. I sent him that one.
Yeah.
But I don't want to give it away because it's in case you guys want to watch it. But I
But,
know
you know, go for it.
and ended up being her cousin.
Ew!
Because I don't know the motive behind it. I don't know if it was like jealousy or.
If I had a
She
question,
was just trying.
Like sabotage?
I think it was a girl cousin.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Like that?
Yeah, I think it was like a girl cousin.
That needs to be a catfish episode. They need to call Neve and.
They have to like that, where it was a best friend or something.
It was
like
Netflix?
It's on
Yeah.
Netflix, yeah.
That's
That's messed up.
Yeah. But they
Just,
said,
just waste 10 years of your life.
Dude, seriously.
that's really messed up that they did that to her. But,
I feel like,
yeah.
and if it was 10 years, I feel like at some level, you know.
Yeah.
How are you not meeting the person? Like, I feel like at that point you just don't really care. It's because
Yeah.
you have that
Yeah,
relationship.
you have somebody talking to you.
And she was sending him hella money too.
Oh no. Oh my
I
god.
remember
Like,
that.
you're sending them money
No.
because you want them to stick around.
Yeah.
They've probably, like, manipulated them and were like,
I mean, how many times have we heard that on Catfish where they send them money to pay for their phone bill?
all the time.
Your phone's not working. Let me pay
Get on
for it.
Wi-Fi.
Kelly Price.
So how you see
One of the best Catfish episodes.
So there's a Catfish episode where it turns out to be that it was a cousin.
2 or 3 years or something. Hell
yeah,
years.
Yeah, and they were like, "Why?"
All emo with this.
Yeah, and then the guys.
And he's with them throughout the whole episode.
She's
While they're
with
going
like,
out to people's houses.
and she sees Neve knocking on the door, and she's like, standing there on the side. I'm like,
and then
she goes out, it's me.
And they're like, "Why?" She's like, "Why?" And she goes,
She was mad at him.
"You should have never called me a fat ass Kelly Price." From
that episode?
It's this one.
It's an icon. It's one of the best episodes of
Yeah,
Catfish history.
I want a sticker of that.
What?
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah.
One of the best.
Remember Halloween? It's your people know.
She should never call me a fat ass Kelly Price. Bruh.
Yeah.
That would be a really funny.
Jesus, a cousin? What's with these cousins, man? Shit.
What is it? Extortion? When you get money from someone?
Was it for extortion?
No, it's just because
I didn't watch it, but like I was reading about it, and just in the article, and they tried to interview the cousin, and she didn't want to be interviewed or something.
There's how many of us here right now?
I would say about 14.
Don't give away obviously names, but do you know someone who's actually gone through that?
Like a catfish?
Yeah, like a like come on, there's how many of us
I have a
here?
coworker.
Who knows?
Who
knows?
catfish?
No, but
Who got
it's like
catfish?
she's
got
like
catfish?
this like foreign. She's not from here, and she's pretty ugly. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, bro. And like she's like
People like who they like.
Next topic.
She's not conventionally.
but she's like 45, and she has like.
Okay, what
She'd be showing me, she's like, oh, this is my boyfriend. And I'm like, she shows me a
He lives
picture
in
of her
another
video,
country.
and it's like this like good-looking Filipino dude. I'm like, that is not your boyfriend. I'm like, what the? She's like, yeah, this is my boyfriend. This
She's
is my
sending
boyfriend.
him MoneyGram.
I'm just like,
Yeah, for sure.
Wait, I'm like,
90 Day Fiancé?
Yeah, she's gonna be on episode 9 Day Fiancé flying over there.
I was like,
Yeah,
what?
but no, she's gonna get scammed with that.
Yeah, scammed with stuff.
Yeah. I knew this lady that was like that. It was my
Pay for your
friend's
flight.
neighbor. And she was always talking about her boyfriend. She's this good-looking African dude. I'm like, he got body and face.
yeah, ain't no
And I was like,
ain't no way.
and she, yeah. No, I was like, why are they? I was like, he's pulling a scam. She's over there sending him $500 at a time. And then,
For what?
because he'd ask her, oh, I need money for this and that. And she's like mid-50s. He's like late 20s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Straight
like, there's
Tinder
no way.
swindler, dude. That's
Dude.
exactly how it went in that show.
Alright.
Crazy.
This one's called Guys Be Creepy.
They are crazy.
I met a guy on Hinge.
Excuse me?
Aye.
I met a guy on Hinge. He was very interesting in the meeting after light chatting for a few weeks, but didn't want to do a at a bar or a restaurant. Instead, he wanted to meet at a park. I went and he seemed fine, and he had just moved to the city and was crashing with his cousin. Red flag. After our meeting, he continued to message me, call me pet names, says he knew we were meant to be together, and convinced me to let him come over. Against my better judgment, I did, and was creeped out by how overly familiar he was acting like we were already dating. He was also commenting on my wine collection, saying we'll have to drink my nicest bottle for our anniversary. After a while of him trying to cuddle me, I politely asked him to leave. Afterward, he would send me overly sexual text messages, and I asked him to stop contacting me, at which point he lashed out, called me names, and commented on my body weight, and I blocked him. That should have been the end of that. A couple weeks later, I logged into the app on Hinge, and he came up as I was swiping, claiming my neighborhood as where he lived, and even posted a picture of the view of my balcony and reported everything. And I reported everything to Hinge, and they were very quickly to take him off. But he posted a picture of her balcony saying that's where he lives.
That's weird.
Yeah.
At first, I thought he was maybe married, but
He was living in the attic for sure.
Yeah. This is where I live.
This sounds like a movie or some shit.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Dude.
That's crazy.
That's
Oh,
wild.
creepy ones, man.
you want to meet at the park, and
Yeah,
then
let's meet at the park.
you're like, oh, why don't you come over?
I mean, the park's not creepy.
The
but
park's not creepy.
Wait.
Especially if you just don't want to be at a
Yeah.
bar. Yeah, that's
maybe they're
fine.
not
But I mean,
drinking. maybe some.
You already
It's
had
a
your
typical first
suspicion.
date though.
Girls, is it creepy to meet at a park?
No.
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 I mean, during the day?
No.
It's not
Day.
right.
During the day.
Oh,
During
One
the
in the
day.
morning, meet me at the park.
I don't know if I'd be at a
It's
park.
going down.
I don't know if I would.
A park has hella people.
Hey, high school days, though.
And there's a lot of
There's moms,
kids.
there's kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That are
So
worried
more
about
victims.
their kids.
I
I
know,
know. Like,
Stephanie,
it's
come on,
so,
more
I don't know,
victims.
just to mind,
Moms
like,
and kids.
a white van comes to mind, like, hella fast, just
If she
coming
was
by
screaming,
and, like, kidnaps me.
Mm.
At a park?
Yeah.
They pull up in a windowless van. I got a van in the back of my car. You want to see?
There's candy in it.
Right.
All right.
Wine, expensive wine.
Damn, they got me.
Okay.
Those wine moms are climbing up.
Maybe a second date.
Guilty.
Let's go for
Just
a
kidding.
walk.
Oh, okay.
Second, third date.
Go for a nice walk. Okay.
Well, wait. Did they
It
go
needs to
to
be
her house
public.
after or the second date?
Like afterwards or something like that.
After the
That's
Well,
first
she must have
crazy.
felt. She must have felt comfortable enough.
Yeah.
Gina.
She
That's what
probably,
she
yeah,
regrets.
she probably like, I'll get it in real quick. He came in like, we gonna drink this wine at our anniversary. She's like, Anna, what?
He wanted to secure it. That's why he was
Yeah.
trying to make it
Yeah.
sound like he'll
He
be
was
around
like,
for
ooh,
a while.
this place is nice. I can move in here.
And then he wanted to make sure she felt like, oh yeah, you know, I'll be around for a while. We'll drink this on our anniversary.
Yeah.
She'll eat this up.
All right. This one had me cracking up later earlier. It's like this one on hygiene issues and a partner. My ex used to scratch his balls when he would hold my hand. That's the first sentence.
When he what?
He used to scratch his balls when he would grab my hand after.
Like, come on, start over.
Okay, you gotta start over.
Breathe.
My ex used to
Breathe.
scratch his balls, then want to hold my hand after.
Inside
Yeah.
or outside the clothes?
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
Let's just say,
Those balls are probably in her mouth at some point.
let's just say outside.
Fucking cares?
Let's just think outside. Okay.
Okay.
And that's not scratching, that's readjusting sometimes.
Yeah, there you go.
There's a difference from
There's a difference.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
If you're scratching, you need to take a shower. If you're just
I was about to
readjusting, I mean, hey.
Yeah.
It made
He
me
would-
hot that day.
He would say he was itchy
Which
and
I'm
full.
used to.
He said he was itchy and full on scratch down there. I made him hand sanitize after because it would just get on my nerves and full on gross me out.
Yeah.
He would scratch before our Target run, and I felt bad for poor Target customers who would touch products he would touch after him.
That's disgusting.
Not only.
It sounds like Jesse.
So, hey, is he talking like hands in his hands scratching?
Yeah. He said it's itchy.
It's itchy.
That means he's not washing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he's got a big dirty bush.
Oh.
A dirty bush. Not a good one.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying?
That's just light.
Not only
Wash it with
that. Not only that, every time we would go to Chick-fil-A, we got food from there, park, eat, and he would all of a sudden have the urge to pee. Instead of using the bathroom at Chick-fil-A, he would go pee behind the same dumpster. It grossed me out so much. To this day, whenever I go to Chick-fil-A, I think about it and try to avoid that specific location.
He's scarred, huh?
You're so scarred you think he'll pop out of the dumpster like, hey babe, how you doing? He comes out all scratching.
Chick-fil-A no more.
Every Chick-fil-A, she's like, check the dumpsters real quick.
You scope it out.
I can only go on Sundays.
Okay, look, that's weird. That's weird. Peeing every time they go just to Chick-fil-A, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But shit, dude, like sometimes we gotta go. We gotta go.
Instead of going
I
to
know,
the
like,
go
go
to
to
the
the
bathroom.
But you're about to eat. Yeah, you go in the bathroom so you can wash your
Chick-fil-A is
hands.
not open late night. I'm talking about like Jack in the
What's
Box. The
his
only
background?
time I would.
I don't
You know what it is. You know what it
I don't
is.
think so.
Dominic,
It's like
you know what it is.
I don't know. There's
I don't know.
If I think you
There's-
have to go to the
there's
bathroom.
proper
I doubt. No,
hygiene.
no. You know what?
Like, you
there's
don't
always-
see a
if
girl
it's-
just-
if it's 2 p.m.
Baby,
and
hold my
I'm-
hand.
Or
I probably don't have to go to the bathroom.
Well, Chick-fil-A
Huh,
open at 2 p.m. So why you at Chick-fil-A?
Yes.
What is it? Go for it.
No, oh no.
Oh, I think it's
It was a private conversation. Yeah, it's gross. They need a shower.
Jesus Christ.
That's
So
disgusting.
we don't know if
Just-
they're together or not.
I don't think they're together.
Thank
No.
God.
No, it's just-
Well,
the-
So,
so she
wash
says
your
this.
hands for 20 seconds. That's all you have to
Did
do.
we not live through COVID?
Hey, it's 30
It's not
seconds,
even
huh?
that.
You gotta
You
shake
gotta use
happy
your
birthday.
fingernails.
Twice. You gotta listen twice. For him. Happy birthday twice when you watch it.
She says this.
I'm literally.
Yeah. To this day, whenever I go to Chick-fil-A, so it's past tense.
She's
Yeah.
probably broken.
Yeah,
Good.
she is definitely.
Thank goodness.
She is dating a chimpanzee for a
You need
moment.
to leave that.
I ain't going to Chick-fil-A anymore either after that story.
All right. Here we go. After a movie date with a guy I met on Tinder, we came back to my place. We'll call him Dude. I told him we would hang out for a bit, and I have work in the morning, so I would need to go to sleep soon. Dude said he was fine, but he was hungry and he was going to order food. Okay, sure. He orders 2 large subs, a potbelly, and a milkshake, and downs it. We end up messing around a bit and fall asleep in bed.
You're still messing around.
Fall asleep.
But you just wanted him to stay for a bit.
Anyways, I wake up to my front door opening and closing several times over a 5-minute period. My dogs are going nuts, and it's 1 a.m. What the heck is this guy doing? I walk around the corner to make eye contact with Dude, who is in a squatting position over my toilet with a stick poking into the murky brown poop water that is millimeters from overflowing into my bathroom floor. Horrified, he yells, "Stop looking at me! Go back to bed! I have it under control!"
That sucks.
I'm still waking up, trying to understand what I'm seeing and what's going on, and I start nervously laughing. I don't know. I don't know what else to do. He yells, "Why don't you have a plunger?" And I said,
Honestly, yeah.
and I said, "I don't know. I never needed one until now."
She don't down 2 subs in one sitting.
He tells me to go back to bed and he has it under control. I remember hearing him peek into my room a bit later and heard him, "I fixed it." And then heard him leave my door and close behind him. The next morning, I hesitantly approached my toilet to find the water is down, but there is something poking out from the bottom of the toilet. Like he didn't get it all. Upon further inspection, what I was seeing was a stick, a tip of the sticks. But from gloves, towels, and barbecue tongs, later I pulled out approximately 3 foot of sticks from my toilet that had broken off, followed by several other stick fragments. Dude had broken sticks. I heard him open and close my door so much because he was going outside to look for a stick. One would break and he would go get another. Dude had left a drippy poop water stains all over my bathroom floor. After work that day, I went straight to the store and bought a plunger.
Good job.
You learned the hard way.
I'm just gonna say it's
That's
on
not
her.
fault.
No, it is on her.
Okay.
Okay. Because yes, if you have a toilet, you should have a plunger and a scrub brush.
Dude, 2 subs.
I mean, you're right.
Shake and whatever
That is on him. But
what time did he eat that again?
Every toilet
Right
should have
before
a
he went to
scrub
bed.
brush
Yeah.
in case you leave
I
tracks
agree.
in the toilet, and a plunger in case you plug it.
Maria, what you got to explain?
You know what though? It's also his fault though. Because ain't no shit in the world that's gonna clog a toilet like that. He probably used hella TP.
Or he should have been courtesy flushing. Yes.
Yeah.
You got one.
It was his fault too.
You got one.
That is true. And why would he eat 2 subs and what?
2 subs of milkshake.
Two large subs.
Milkshake probably got everything going.
What's a pump?
Like body Drano.
I can hold it after with full stomach. I'm like, I gotta digest milkshake.
Alex said there's too much cheddar.
There's too much cheddar. Guys.
Does a Subway sell milkshakes? What sells milkshakes?
I don't think it was the more.
No, I'm baffled by who has the confidence to eat that much.
That means she got his
Hey, you know what?
And
She
then
says.
they were like, add on.
Like someone's just gonna.
She says we were messing around a bit and then fell asleep after he already ate. So kudos to him for actually still being able to mess around.
No, she took him home with that intention because she let him eat those 2 subs in the milkshake, and then they started messing around.
Yeah, that's
How do you do that?
But yeah,
that's
that's exactly what I'm saying. Like physically, like as a guy, like I'm not messing around. I'm eating that much.
Yeah, she let him do that.
That's too much fuel.
One sub would have been enough.
Yeah.
What's a potbelly?
Guys,
Let's just say roast beef.
guys and girls, if you think there's a chance of something happening, are you gonna eat all that shit?
Hell no.
That was on him.
We don't do that in my world.
You don't want anything coming out.
Also,
I've had someone burp in my mouth before.
That's scary.
That's charming.
And then what happened?
That's
What happened next
okay.
week?
Alex,
Can I
Go for it. Go.
Okay, I have a question for everybody.
Okay.
If you are, let's just say you're going on a date, we'll call it whatever, or let's just say you're about to hang out with someone, and you think, let's just say there's a 50-50, I'll just give it 50, I'll be generous. There's a 50-50 chance that you guys might be intimate, we'll say.
Okay.
What is the first thing you're doing before, or to get ready? Like, thank you. Are you going to? Would anyone here skip the shower?
Absolutely not.
Before meeting someone, and there's a 50-50 chance you might get laid.
Oh, definitely. You're getting day one.
You're taking a piss. You're making sure nothing comes out.
You're making sure
everything nice and neat.
You're manscaping too. You're manscaping. You want it to look nice and good.
And if you're done and you gotta go to the bathroom,
you gotta do it
shower again. You gotta shower again. You gotta have a bidet.
Okay, good. I'm just making sure that's common knowledge because sometimes it's not so common.
Start that.
Why are and it's like why aren't you watching the stars of the show?
Another question. I'm going back to the
wipes.
Potbelly. Okay. Is it the place?
Maybe it's called Potbelly.
What
Or
is
subs
it?
from Potbelly?
Or is the Potbelly
It is a-
food? What
does
is
it
go
say?
back to
Oh.
where it says
A
Subway?
Potbelly
No.
sandwich?
Okay.
Two subs
Dinner
from Potbelly?
orders 2 large subs from Potbelly.
Okay.
Okay, I got it wrong.
Because I saw Potbelly online. I'm like, you mean
Potbelly sounds like some big ass.
No, it's like a Subway.
guess
Okay, like a Jimmy
Okay,
John's.
so when you
Two
think-
subs.
When
What
you
kind of
think
sandwich
sub,
was it? It was a
are you
Potbelly
thinking like a
sandwich.
hoagie or a sub from Subway, which is a 12-inch?
No.
Well, you
this
shit
is-
in a hoagie.
Think of like Mr. Pickles type of sub.
Oh, so it's not like a 12-inch.
Yeah, but still, Mr.
That's
Pickles.
still
That's like a
a
sandwich.
sandwich.
There's a lot of bread.
Hey,
It's just
side
like-
note,
it's
side
pretty
note,
filling.
Eric's Deli over Mr. Pickles.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yes.
Eric's pretty good.
Oh,
Their
Eric's is
butternut
bomb.
squash soup. Oh my
Eric's Deli?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Right next to
They have-
Target.
they have-
Across the street.
They're starting to like
You're
spread
missing
out.
out.
There's a
You're
few of them.
missing out.
All
Go
right.
right now.
Oh, wait, I wasn't done. Okay. Now I have a follow-up question. Now let's just say you didn't think there was any chance of it, but it might go down.
You still do it?
Yeah.
No, you're already together.
Oh, okay. Oh.
What do you do?
Wait, say it again? What?
Let's just say you're on a date or you're hanging out with someone and I mean you haven't started, but you're seeing that the vibe completely changed.
Okay.
Like, oh, it's gonna
it.
go down. What are you
I got this.
doing as women and as men?
Okay, first, as a man, if I ain't fresh, I'm probably not gonna do it. Because I don't want that. You know, I would
You gotta
expect
abort,
the same from the girl. Like, if you ain't fresh, if I'm gonna be like, oh, hold up.
Like if you're like fucking like you've been out all day,
Like,
you're
don't
grimy
softball
down
game
there.
right now.
You're grimy all day.
Let's say you went on a hike, you guys had a picnic, and then you guys go back to each other's house.
I've done that before. I've been like kind of like peeling back, and so that you get the hand like, oh, like, you know, it's not gonna happen. So that it doesn't happen. I kind of peel back a little bit so that she doesn't expect it to happen.
You're
So
like,
what
I
if
know,
it's-
like,
it's
what
not-
like my
it's
balls
not
are sticking to my leg.
What if it's like it's I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I would go home too. I would be like, it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
My stomach hurts or
Because
something.
that's embarrassing.
Or
That
anything.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'll be back in about 25 minutes.
Can I use your bathroom?
Sit on the sink.
Hey, I don't know.
Sit on the sink, ladies. Anyone?
Get the hand soap. Just the quick shower just
Some
shower
do.
real quick.
I'd rather someone sit on the sink than present something that's been out all day.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I mean, I don't like. I would prefer a shower, but
Because I've been on not on the other end where the other person, boy.
yeah,
Damn.
that's exactly why.
I was just like, what do you mean it doesn't apply?
No, I said that's exactly
Oh,
why I
oh,
asked
okay,
because
okay,
it's
yeah.
like, why? What is going through your
Yeah.
head? You think if there's a chance, you would be ready,
Yeah.
but we
They're just like, yo.
already knew this was gonna happen, so there was 100% chance, maybe 90,
And you still stink.
and you still came like that.
Yeah.
You got off work and you didn't think, oh.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm not shy. I'll be like, no, I'm sorry.
I think that Potbelly just
That's
hit different
disrespectful.
that
I
one
don't
night.
give a shit.
He was like,
If
I always do
if
this.
you're-
No, I'm saying I never
No,
go to
yeah,
that
it is.
person
It
and
is. Like, what the
You thought I was
what-
gonna just.
Bro,
What have you been
I
doing?
almost threw up one time.
Oh,
What?
wow. Sorry, you gotta tell us now.
No, I have
Say
a
that
story,
and
but it's pretty graphic.
Oh no.
Yeah.
All right.
It is Halloween.
So I will say this guy goes on a date with a girl, and he does describe her as creepy. So
He described her as creepy?
He described her as creepy. And
Ooh,
so
she was really fucking creepy.
here he goes. So I met this girl on Tinder, and we went on a lunch date. We had a pretty good connection, so we decided to have dinner as well. Lunch and dinner. After having a few drinks, one thing led to another, and we ended up back at my place, and we hooked up and went to sleep. Middle of the night, I wake up, and she's intensely staring at me while she's crouched behind my bed. I asked her if everything is all right, and she says yes, and go back to bed. I thought a little creepy, but probably nothing to worry about. She laid. So remember they had sex earlier. So she lays down to cuddle with me, and she's wet. At the time, I was like, damn, I must be a stallion. Fast forward to the morning, she's gone, and there's a wet puddle beside my bed. She peed on my floor. I still don't understand it. I had a bathroom, but maybe she just got lost and couldn't hold it. I did not hear from her again. She was staring at him as she's peeing on the side of his bed.
To make sure he doesn't wake up.
But she was like locking eyes as soon as he woke up.
What?
No, because if she wasn't sleepwalking,
Yeah,
but if
she said go back to bed.
But if she was sleepwalking, she wouldn't remember that she did that, and she didn't contact him after.
Yeah.
She would have contacted him.
You know, like when she's leaving, she saw it. She's like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
I did it again.
Gotta play.
No. If she had did that, she would have immediately left. But she went back in bed with him, cuddled with him, and then woke up early and left.
And then didn't even use like the corner of the sheet to wipe herself off first before she hops in bed all soaked.
What do you call him?
Good, go yes. Fucking
Gross.
So I mean,
Bathroom.
guys, are we gonna consider that? That's creepy.
That's creepy.
She was instantly tearing it. Okay.
I don't think that's
The girls can be creepy.
I don't think the staring was because she was just trying to make sure he wasn't gonna wake
Maybe
up.
she was.
I don't think that was creepy.
What
I
if
think
she
that was
just-
I think at that
Maybe
point, what are
she
you
thought-
gonna do? You're just like go back to sleep.
Maybe she thought she was in the
dream.
bathroom. Maybe she thought she was in the bathroom.
No. No.
Don't give her the benefit.
She wasn't
of that.
sleepwalking, and she was in a bedroom, not a bath.
I think she knew. I think it's
Gina.
probably like I think she does.
Was it carpet or hardwood?
Oh,
You never can get
if
that
it's
smell out of
carpet,
there.
if it's carpet, he should charge her.
Yeah, because the next girl comes over and is like, "Do you have a cat?"
Crazy Tinder story. You don't want to hear it.
All right. So this was more for the girls. Oh, I just smelled someone's burp. Wow. Okay, so this one's for the girls because whatever dating experience you guys have. So one that sticks to my mind is that I met a fella who worked near my job. We chatted whenever we bumped into each other on smoke breaks. One day he asked me to a localish pub and everything seemed good. I go to the pub and he was already there. I bought myself a drink since he had already gotten himself one. No bother. Now let's say, basically she said her name and he kept messing up her name and she even kept correcting him. Halfway through my first and only drink, he disappears into the men's bathroom and comes out suspiciously bright-eyed and sniffly. My stomach had already started to sink in disappointment over the whole name thing, but now it really starts to plummet. It's 8 p.m. on a fucking Tuesday, and he says this, and I shit you not, we'll finish these and you can come back to mine. So I bailed. I just went home and bought some wine and cheese on the way home, and that's that. That's not the worst bit, though. I was moaning to my work friend about the whole experience, and turns out he lives near her and he has a pregnant girlfriend. I felt like absolute shit over that. So, girls, have you ever met a guy where he was just like overly drunk or intoxicated on something during your date?
Yes.
Tuesday.
Yes?
Tuesday.
I know.
On a Tuesday.
It's like that song.
He's debating on it.
Oh, well, that started.
Or, guys, you know, you can say if
And
the
what's
girl's
her
been
name?
overly intoxicated. Well, she doesn't say her name.
What kind of
But
name
he
does
kept
she
messing up her name. Yeah.
Was it something complicated?
Well, have you ever been on a date where the person's like overly intoxicated?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like shit. I feel like everyone has.
How many times have you been on a date where a guy's had a girlfriend and he was hiding it?
Ooh.
How many times? Yeah.
Yeah.
How many times?
How many times?
Yeah.
How many times?
No,
At this
you're
point,
gonna know for sure.
I am 36. You got me time well. And I am not joking.
Oh no. All right, we'll take a break for right now. Yeah, shot time.
Shot o'clock.
Welcome back, guys. Yeah, we took a commercial break. Shot needed break, snack break.
Oh, this one's good.
All the cheeseman break that we couldn't show on the podcast. All right, let's go right into stories.
Target.
Target, Jesus.
Wait, sorry. What did you say?
You were saying Target. I was thinking Chick-fil-A.
No.
All right, my daughter went on a date with a guy she met on Bumble. She said the date started off well until dessert when he started talking about his ex. She said he went from ranting and raving about what a horrible person she was to full on crying on how much he missed her. When my daughter asked how long they've been together, he said 3 weeks. Then he immediately dried his tears and asked if they can at least sleep together for sympathy.
Red flag.
What'd she say? What did she do?
I never said anything. What happened?
The next 3 weeks.
Honestly, I think it was a no.
She reminds me of How I Met Your Mother with the guy who gets naked on the
The naked man.
Hey, 3 out of 5 times.
Let's see.
He did that shit on purpose. It was all like an act.
That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
But 3 weeks? 3 weeks? That's
Yikes.
nothing.
Wow, damn.
Yeah.
That's why he's fucking crazy.
He's looking.
That sounds like some shit in like junior high or high school. Like
That sounds like he needs to go to therapy. That's what it is.
It all
Needs
started
help.
when I was born.
Attachment issues right there. Not even private. Just go to Kaiser.
Go
For
to-
therapy. Like any type of therapy.
We met a guy on Bumble and he set a date to meet on Saturday. He proceeded to ask me to send him a photo without makeup.
Damn.
what a dick.
Yeah, that's wild.
I'm just gonna stop there, like, and ask you, like, what do you girls think of that?
I would have been like, I think I would have stopped.
Looking at, yeah.
Next.
That should just not be a text back at all.
Yeah.
I would have just ignored
Oh,
that.
looks like
That's what I would have
we're
questioned.
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Do you think I'm catfishing you?
Delete. No, I wouldn't
So-
even
No,
not
delete
even.
that.
It's even just like the with no makeup, like.
Yeah.
You said so much with that fucking question.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think it needs to be.
So here's the smart part. I stopped talking to him after more weird stuff, like him telling me that he is a nice guy. This was Wednesday.
Nice guy.
They still have a date
There's a
set for
connotation
Saturday.
in
This
that.
was only Wednesday.
Oh no.
He texted me on
Why are
Friday
you
and I
so-
didn't reply. After a few hours later, he found all my social media, including my personal Facebook, and left me abusive messages for ghosting him. Calling me, excuse my language, calling me a cunt. Amongst other wonderful things.
Use that word.
I blocked
But in
him
what
and
way?
was genuinely
Like in a
scared
brat? I would call the
and
cops on him.
scarred.
Do like a
I
fake
saw
thing.
him on Bumble a few years ago and tried reporting him, but to no avail. I'm off the dating apps now, but I am sure this guy is still on them, claiming he is a nice guy and abusing
I'm just a
women.
nice guy.
What a
You
creep.
say you're a nice guy.
I'm a nice guy.
He's gonna get
That's
his.
literally
He's
your
gonna
like
get his.
bio. I'm a nice guy. I'm just a nice guy. I'm just a nice
Say
guy.
you're a nice guy, you're not a
I'm just
nice
a
guy.
nice
Everyone that watches podcast from now on, they're like, I'm a nice guy.
There's a whole connotation.
You
Yeah.
need
You
to.
call yourself a nice guy.
There's a whole.
You need to show receipts you're a nice guy now.
Yeah, full
Look,
of every
I
X
paid
to
for my
make
friend's
sure.
dinner. Nice guy.
We split the. We didn't split the bill.
I paid the tip.
That's crazy about the makeup thing, though. It's
Yeah.
like,
What do you think about that? Like,
That's wild.
That's someone you know. That
Online.
sounds like
Online.
someone
What was
that you
the?
all know.
no.
You know how hard I work.
No one I know. Oh.
Could have been.
Maybe, yeah. Let's see.
Plot twist, it was on him.
Yo, shit. I met with a guy on Tinder and it seemed to be going okay. We went back to his apartment for drinks and he excused himself for a moment. Then he returned to the living room naked. Full on naked. I ran back to the car and met with my friend at the bar, and she met some guy that ended up being her boyfriend. But because of that date, she met her new guy.
Let's start. Wait.
Yeah.
So the last part doesn't matter.
How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, exactly. No, okay. She had a date with a guy.
Okay.
He went full on naked.
Right. Got that
She
part.
left that part.
Okay.
And she went to the bar and she ended up meeting a guy,
Okay.
and that guy ended up becoming her boyfriend.
So,
yeah. So it had a happy ending. It had a happy ending.
So what happened with the What happened with the
Everything happens for a
She just left. But okay, so carpoolers, if you guys don't know, there's an episode of How I Met Your Mother where the main character Ted is going through a slump, and he's like, you know, like he just got left at the altar. He's trying to start dating again, and he meets this guy that's dating his roommate that's a girl, and he's like naked on his couch. He's like, what the fuck? Like, who are you? And he's like, oh, I'm Bob or whatever. And he's like, this is my move. I'm about to date on it's like you're dating my roommate, and he's like, no, like this is my move. This is our only date we're gonna have. It's either like two out of 3 times. If I go full naked, it works.
He's accepted that he's not a good-looking guy. He's got nothing going for him. This is what I got.
This is my move. And so and so either the girl shoots him away, or calls the cops, or she sleeps with him. And he's like 2 out of 3 times it works. And so the episode is a lot of the guys that are single using that same move, and they're like, it actually does work. One of the guys that unfortunately doesn't work, but Ted for the spoiler.
How embarrassing for that one guy
the main character Ted.
I just blocked myself out.
Yeah. The main character Ted, he is actually happy because it does work for him. There's this one girl he was actually really interested in, and then all of a sudden the girl starts giving like really weird.
She was just really
crazy
rude.
Ranting vibes, racist vibes, and he's like, "There is no chance there's ever gonna be a second date." He's like, "You know what? I'm just gonna sleep with her and pull off the naked man." And it works, and all of a sudden, after he sleeps with her, he's like, I'm out of that slump, I'm back in the dating field, I feel great. And he's like, thank you to the naked man. He's like, thank you to the guy. It seriously ends like that.
Hey,
but it looks like this guy.
Gotta pull this one out.
Yeah. But you guys celebrated when I just said that.
Because I'm like, that's a ballsy move. It's
that takes a lot of confidence.
It's a do or die move. Yeah. You know, it's like either it's gonna work. Or
I don't think it's do or die because like I feel like you should only.
You're naked.
No.
If you really think about it, I feel like it's mostly die.
No, it's not last resort. Like if you're feeling, if you can read her and you know that she's feeling you, then you can pull that off easy.
Yeah,
like
for the other guy, it was the last resort. It was like,
if you know she's feeling you, then you don't gotta fucking just bust out on your birthday.
No. Don't ever do that. That's weird. You're gonna get the cops called on you.
No one likes that.
Don't do that. That's weird.
She asked me for lemonade.
Everyone heard that.
Even if she's feeling you, like, don't assume that she wants to mess around with you. Ask, sure, but like, don't put out naked. That's from a TV show. That's from a fake TV show.
I wonder if he hit the elbow up, like as he's laying.
That's part of the episode.
You have to watch the episode. It's
Morgan?
No, he's on the couch and he's like, your move.
Do I do the Superman?
She's like, get out.
They're like talking about each other's poses. Like the Captain Morgan, the Superman, the Heisman.
The Heisman?
That'd be a crazy one. Heisman, naked.
Tarzan? I don't know.
Tarzan.
You see Dimitri hanging on the fucking chandelier just... Oh, no. Oh, my bad.
Let's see. I went on a date after talking to this guy for a few weeks, and I told him I was thinking of getting my nose pierced. But I was afraid it would hurt. We were walking through the park in broad daylight, and this dude takes a safety pin out of his pocket and fucking jams it into his nostril, and blood pours down his face, and he laughs and says, "See? No big deal."
What the? That's not normal. Hey, what's his name, Steve-O?
I know, right? That sounds like a jackass move, dude.
Like, hey, you're crazy.
First of all, you didn't sterilize the fucking needle.
Was he drunk?
Why the fuck did he have a needle in his pocket?
I don't know, dude. A safety pin or something, but this is so how macho he is.
He's like, finally.
Let me stab myself.
It's my moment to shine.
Because you know when you get your nose pierced, you cry, don't you? You get teary-eyed. Mm-hmm. You have to. So he didn't look that tough after that shit. I know he's crying.
He's so bloody.
Yeah, all of that is connected.
That's
He
wild.
definitely would have like started tearing.
Pulls out a nose hair and cried.
He's like, see?
That hurts.
Hey, little bastard.
Oh no, I didn't.
And just with the COVID test.
The COVID test. Oh my god.
I never got one of those all the way up the nose.
You should have been tested.
I came up positive twice. The first time.
You're probably just super positive.
The first time I didn't feel it at all. The second time I went to shit. But goddamn, I took so many vacations during work. I only got COVID twice, but on the book I got COVID like 6 times.
Oh my god.
It was 2 weeks, not paid, but I was like,
You don't work there anymore?
fuck it. No.
Okay.
I got out of there quick. Though.
Alright. I went on a Tinder date a couple months ago on a Sunday afternoon. Met up with a guy around 3. He had a really good energy and was funny and complimentary. The place we wanted to go had a long line, so we went to another restaurant on the water for drink and appetizers. He started slamming down Mai Tais. I had 1, he had 3. They were strong, like I was tipsy, borderline drunk off of 1. The bar had a 2 Mai Tai limit, but somehow he was able to get 3 after asking a different waiter. He got drunker and drunker and started telling me he loved me, joking at first, but getting increasingly serious. As we left, he asked me to marry him. I kind of laughed it off, and I was like, maybe we take it slow and we just met each other. He got mad, he stormed off, and left me on the street corner.
Wow.
Then as soon as he got home, it was 5 p.m., he started texting me, come over, I miss you.
Oh, not even sorry? Not even sorry?
This guy's either still drunk or he's just psycho.
For sure.
No, hey, Sunday at 10 p.m., he's been watching football all day. He turned up on 3 p.m.
I like he not scared. He's been watching football all day.
No, but what kind of Mai Tai is this? This place is
fucking strong.
With a 2 Mai Tai limit? There must have been bowls and
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they had to be bowls.
Mai Tais will get you pretty, like...
I don't know, I don't like Mai Tai.
Well, it depends on how quick he was slamming it, too.
And what kind of conditions?
Again, that goes to your date, like getting drunk right in front of you. It's like I don't know, first or second day. It's like that's like damn.
Yeah.
Getting too hammered.
If I gotta get drunk just to be cool with you.
Oh, that was the first date or the second?
That was like the first date. Like they just barely met, and he's like, "I love you," and then he's like, "I hate
He
you."
didn't even say sorry or anything like
Yeah,
that. Like,
and left you there in the corner.
I fucking love you. I fucking hate you. Yeah. I fucking love you.
All right. Matched with a woman online who has a kid. This particular weekend, the kid was going to be with the dad. She asked me to come over and hang out. She mentioned she wanted to smoke, so I brought AJ. Came over and her house was decent. She had a big sectional couch and she sat right next to me, fired up the J, passed it to her, and she hits it a few times and gives it back. I hit it as well and offered it to her. She said, no thanks, no more, no biggie. I put it out. She gets up after a minute, goes into the other room. When she comes back, she is sitting on the other side of the couch and not talking at all. It was then I noticed that she has something in her hand and she has a death grip on it. I'm talking white knuckles. I asked her if she's okay and she says the voices in my head are telling me to stab you. At this point, I noticed what she is holding a pencil. I made some kind of awkward laugh, then asked to use her bathroom, got up and saw the garage door was open. Didn't even hesitate.
You know.
Right out of the garage.
Ain't that scary? Because, like, I've worked in spots, and so has this guy. Like, we worked in mental health facilities where, like, that's just real, bro. Some motherfuckers are crazy. And if I feel like they would still get into some kind of shit if she really did hurt herself and he just left.
God damn.
Yeah, that shit's crazy, dude, because mental health, that shit's, like...
No joke.
It's real and it's out of nowhere sometimes, you know?
Yeah, damn.
Oh my god, yeah.
Well, she gave her warning. Good thing that.
What warning?
The voices in my head are telling me to stab you.
Yeah.
And she's holding a pencil.
I know. She could have just done it.
I would have left when she put the fucking joint out. Like, what the? I'm out of here.
Oh, she put the joint out.
Would have saved my life.
It was a sign.
So whoever that was, always leave when they put it out. Just get out of there.
After they put it.
What's a pencil gonna do? That's my question.
Dude, a pencil would do
To
a
the
lot.
eye?
Pencil would do a lot.
You never seen John Wick?
I was gonna say, you ever see John Wick? Oh yeah, he's.
Never mind.
Dude, pencil will do a lot of damage. Anywhere, your fucking arm, your throat, your leg, like you'll bleed out.
She
your
knew what she
legs
was
super
doing.
easy.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, oh my god, dude. We used to have those rubber ones, and I'm like, dude, those still will hurt. Yeah.
Texting with what appeared to be a lovely woman, chatting on a phone a few times, and finally scheduled a date. She shows up with what I find out to be her husband. Zero discussion/disclosure about her being married and looking for a third. Apparently, he wasn't able. He wasn't unable to perform anymore and wanted to watch. I see them downtown once in a while.
Oh, they're swingers.
There's some weird ass
Swingers.
That's crazy. So he couldn't perform anymore, so he wants to watch someone banging his wife.
Yeah.
That's wild.
You know what? It's wild to hear, but I feel like fucking people. The more documentaries I watch, the more where I'm like, people are fucking freaks. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if
No, but
it's
I
a
think
swinger,
that-
What is that? No, it's called a cook or not a.
That's when you
Yeah, I know what you're
get
talking
if someone else smashes your wife or something.
Well, yeah, that's pretty good.
You get cuckold.
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 Yeah, that's
Cuckold. You never seen that movie with
You seem hella happy to say that.
What's that? What's that?
You're like, I know what that is.
It's with Steve Carell and that one fucking guy from that Drive movie. Yeah, what movie is that?
Oh, you're
I like what
Crazy Stupid
With-
Love.
with-
Crazy
with-
Stupid Love.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a great
He gets cuckold.
movie.
He's like, he cuckolded my wife.
I've never seen
Cuckold.
I put it on your list right now and watch
He's
that.
cuckold.
It's such a great movie.
I hear we can do a whole
No, but
after
you know,
hours
the
with
sad part
Miguel.
about that is like that he can't perform anymore, so he's rather watch someone else fucking bang.
That doesn't
That's
happen in the
crazy.
movie.
I get that sometimes can happen, but it's like they didn't warn the guy. He thought he was going on a date with a girl,
I don't think I've ever seen it.
and that's it. He didn't know that she was married, and there's this other guy that's her husband
Yeah.
there to watch him.
Yeah, I was at a bar one time and there was this girl like looking at me. I'm like, dude, she's looking at me hella tough. I told my friend, and she's like, oh my gosh, she is looking at you like that. She's like, her man's right next to him, and they both looked at me. And I'm like, no. I was like, they're fucking swingers. I was like, no way. This is a long time ago. It's like
That happened
2019.
to.
Last year.
Last year.
That happened to who?
To me. I was with Yvonne, and I was like, dude, did you just notice this girl's fucking staring at me hella hard, like she wants to talk to me. And then she looked, she's like, oh my god, she is, and she's with her man. And then they both started staring at me, and I'm like, oh shit, and they started talking to me, and I'm just
You're
like,
applying this shit out.
yeah.
Oh,
I was like, yeah, that's crazy.
So you didn't do it?
were
No.
you honored? Yes. I mean, like, no big deal, but
What happened to me?
What? Come up to the mic. Come up to the mic.
Oh, so this one time,
At band camp. Ah! At band camp, sorry.
I was in Reno, and we were shooting crafts, and I had a lady come up to me, and she was like, "Oh, like you're really pretty. Like, would you like to join us?" And I was like, "Wait, what?" And so she's like, "Would you like to join me and my husband?" And I was like, "What?"
isn't that a thing though that people do like on cruises too? The whole pineapple thing. I think it's
that's
upside
Yeah.
down.
Well, cruises are weird. You shouldn't even be talking
I don't
to
ever want
people
You
on
just shot it
cruises.
down right away, or
People you don't
No,
know.
I mean, I was like, "Oh, well, thank you, but no, thank you."
and it's so sweet of you.
That's so sweet. Thank you for the compliments.
I'm honored.
But no. But it was weird because that's never happened to me before. I don't know. That's interesting.
You're like,
Nah. I got skills.
Okay, cool. But then obviously like in Reno, like there's like prostitution and stuff, like where you can go to like houses and stuff. So I was like, oh my god, do I look like a hooker?
Oh shit.
Do I look like someone you can just easily approach? But I was like, nah.
That looks like a whole nother topic.
No, but yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. Crazy Ava from Asheville. This is called. I was newly single and she claimed to be a solo poly, which I knew nothing about, but she educated me, and at the time she seemed perfect, and I was starting to and I was starting to date after being out of the game for 15 years.
Damn.
We dated 4 to 5 weeks, hooked up one time, and soon afterwards she was started sending me videos that were emotional train wrecks and leaned towards bipolar episodic fits. I ended things on Friday. Sunday she shows up at my place in Knoxville with her kids and her stuff. She decided she was done being solo poly, thought that was why I ended things, and believed I changed my mind once we lived together. Shit went from 0 to insane real quick. Sheriff deputies escorted her off my property. I'm cringing just typing and remembering this.
Yeah, that sounds wild. I mean, it sounds like that person did what they had to do. She sounds crazy as hell.
Police are involved in everything, dude.
I mean, she just was like, you know what? I'm not gonna be single anymore. I'm gonna pull up on this guy's house.
Polygender.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, they identify more than one gender.
They identify.
I know I've heard of it.
Oh, okay.
Because of catfishing at the high school. Because kids have told me they're poly.
Oh. Damn.
Wait, it's what?
It means when polygender. If that's what I think they're saying, what they're referring to means you identify.
No, I got something different.
Are they talking polygender or polyamorous?
It's spelled Poly.
Yeah,
that could be polyamorous.
It means you're more than one gender. That's how you
What?
express yourself.
Poly was always polyamorous.
Yeah, that.
I didn't know there was.
That's what I thought too, but working at a high school, that's
one of those
what I was taught. It means
shit.
that they identify more than one gender.
No, polyamorous.
I thought me too, but
multiple
when I was trained for that,
with more than one
because
person
kids would tell me I'm going through being poly. Okay.
Oh, so they were in multiple polyamorous.
I think so. She says claim to be solo poly.
Solo.
Yeah. See, I right here.
Poly.
So there's
Solo.
Claim to be solo.
Solo poly is a dating style where a person has multiple intimate relationships while maintaining their independent and single lifestyle. This term is made up of the. Oh, so you're just you're just dating, but in multiple polyamorous relationships.
What the solo poly?
That's what it is. It's you're in multiple polyamorous relationships. So you're in a polyamorous relationship.
Oh, in my book, that is. Oh.
No, it's in you're in multiple polyamorous.
Miguel's from solo poly, aren't you?
Poly. Here, I'm sorry.
So you're just a person that's in a relationship in multiple relationships. So you guys are a couple, but
so
you're in both of them. Yeah. But you're just the single. You're the outsider. But you're multiple of those relationships.
Now I get what you mean.
That's wild.
You're the third wheel.
And
fifth
wheel. You passed that third
wheel. Get the spare tire.
I didn't know that.
So much I didn't know. So much I didn't know.
So much I didn't know. You just gotta go with it. You just gotta go with it. You gotta just go with it.
All right.
You know what? You like what you like. It doesn't matter. But
that's exactly. You like what you like. What?
Give me a story like the ball scratching one.
I can relate to
that. It's because that's the one that Dom relates the most to that.
Well, you got a story yourself. You want to? All right, I got a quick one. Wasn't necessarily a date, but it was bad on its own. But the fact that she hung out in my parking lot for 2 hours after she dropped me off, in case I changed my mind about doing something after dinner.
Ooh. 2 hours?
Why she waited in the parking lot?
She was waiting for him
to
come out, just in case she changed his mind.
Crazy.
Because he wanted him to dick her down or something.
Yeah.
You could have found somebody else in those 2 hours.
Yeah. He was waiting for him.
She's like, maybe he's gonna have to take his trash out.
All right.
I have to be right here.
We're gonna get a little horror on this one.
Horror?
Okay.
Like
go for
horror
it.
or like horror?
Not a horror. Horror. Like creepy, scary, Halloween type of shit. I have chipped my tooth in the back and ended up slicing a guy's dick open from it. Blood everywhere. He took off pretty quickly after I deleted my Tinder account shortly after. She chipped her tooth in.
How? On what?
Bro, I'm suing.
You know exactly on what.
On his dick?
On his
no
dick.
way.
How do you
You
can't chip. What?
You got a chip of tooth on like
No.
a rock.
She probably already had a chip tooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had a chip. She had a chip tooth.
You said she chipped her tooth and then cut his
Okay,
dick.
yeah. I have a chip tooth in the back and ended up slicing the guy's dick.
That's her first time
Oh, in
sucking
the
a dick with a
back.
chip tooth, or what?
First of all, big mistake. You used your teeth.
Some girls do that shit.
So,
Yeah, to go to the hospital after and not
I know.
experience
They
it.
just stitch it up.
That's crazy.
blood everywhere.
Should've stuck to the basics.
I was
Stuck to
crying.
the basics.
Fucking suing that girl.
Huh.
That's strong.
I got a story that I found.
Go for it. Go for it.
I found a story. So I went out. So let's see.
It's a long one.
So this girl had broken down in front of my house. I went out to see if I could help, and it turned out she had just run out of fuel. So I grabbed the fuel can, jumped in my car, and went to the fuel station, which was less than 1 kilometer away, while she sat on my back deck. After filling up her car, we organized to go out later that night. We met. Things were going great until she decided to tell me how she had gone to see a psychic that day. The psychic had told her that she would be married young, have 2 children with her first husband, who would die young, although not to worry, as her second husband would be the true love of her life. I was about halfway through my beer at this point, and already had a few. I took a big sip of my beer and asked her, "Have you ever been married?"
I know.
She said, "Nope."
Oh,
I took another big sip, and I asked her,
I ain't the first husband.
"You have any children?" She said, "Nope." I finished the last of my beer and just did the look at the watch thing and said, "Well, I better be getting off. I have to get up early in the morning." No way was I signing up to die young and never truly be loved.
Smart man.
Why would she say that?
Smart. I know.
I mean, like, I know we don't always believe in like fortune tellers, but what do you guys like think about
Okay,
that?
check this out. I actually can fucking relate to this story.
Okay, go.
So check this out. I dated this chick like a long ass time ago. I'm talking about like it's been like 10 years or some shit. But her and I moved in with her quick, like 3 weeks into the relationship. Moved in.
Of course.
Moved in quick. I was hella young. Moved in quick. Her mom was a tarot card reader.
Oh shit.
And she'd always be like, I can feel like an energy from you. I want to read your cards. And I've always been like, fuck that shit.
No.
Like, they're not going to read my shit. You know? And she'd read all my homies' shit. I don't think you never got, but like, my boy, like, well, hold on. I ain't saying no.
Dogs would be like jokers.
No.
They would read her cards and shit. And I'd always be like, no.
No.
And then one day I was like, fuck it. Like, read my shit, you know? Like, I think it was like 2 in the morning, like, drunk.
2 in the morning?
Well, we all lived in the same house, bro. So we'd all get back around 2:30 in the morning, you know? And we'd all have a couple drinks at the end of the night. And I was like, one night I was just drunk and I was like, fuck it, dude. Like, read my shit. And I got like the worst cards ever. Like, the skeleton. It was hell yeah, the Muerte one. And I was just like, so what? I'm about to die, like, super quick. And she was just like, no, but it could mean this and that. And I always just been like, I don't know. I don't believe in none of that shit,
I don't
though.
either,
So I've always just been like, I don't believe, but I also don't believe in, like, Pisces shit, Cancer shit.
Yeah, I don't
believe in
horoscope?
none of that
Nah,
shit. I don't believe in none of that shit.
But the Muerte card is new beginnings. It's not your.
I was
It
about
could
to
be
say
any though. It could be a whole bunch of things.
I don't know. I just
It
feel
could
like you
be-
shouldn't
it,
go
it,
over
it
those.
could it could mean that like you're gonna have
My
a
mom
death
never.
in a child's
My
sleep,
mom
or you're
always.
gonna like it's just hell shit.
It's like a
But I'm always just like, man, I don't believe none of
I caught a
that.
hummingbird the other day.
I don't believe
So-
none of that.
Well, I believe in Christ, you know.
So I feel like it's.
Go ahead.
Oh, I've been
I said I
stopped
caught
by
a
a.
hummingbird the other day.
T.
Hold on.
I have interesting stories from Target, but poor baby. I've had a psychic stop me at Target.
A
psychic?
Like she claimed she was a psychic.
And she
What
stalked
did she
you?
tell you?
She was
Stopped.
kind of following me around, and I was by myself. And yeah, it was Target. I was looking for shoes, and then
What Target was it?
it was the one on.
Not the hub.
Yeah.
That's my Target.
The hub one is weird.
The hub one is so
Yeah.
weird. I hate that
The
one.
Carpool one, the people inside of it.
The people, yeah, me too. I've had weird experiences.
I only do
in there.
pickups most of
Sound
the
like
time.
easier.
No,
Sound
but the
like easier.
pickups.
Sorry,
anyways,
continue.
continue.
I just noticed her because she was kind of lurking around me, and I was like, "Is she gonna kidnap me?" And everything, and I was like, and her eyes were really like glowy. She finally stopped me and she was like, "Can I talk to you?" And I was like, "This is the day I die." And there weren't like so many people around the area. Like it was just like me and her in the shoe section, and then her eyes, I don't know why, like her eyes were just glowy yellow.
Were those the shoes that you got?
So she had a liver.
Who said that? Liver issues.
She had liver issues. Yeah, okay.
They were glowing yellow. She had
Yellow
liver.
liver.
She drinks a lot.
She was
So she was
old.
drunk when she was talking.
Maybe she was really frail, so I was like, maybe she needed help or something. Because she was like, she was like, "Can I please talk to you?" And I was
No.
like,
What did
I
she
was
do?
like, okay.
What did she do after?
She said, I just feel something from you, and I was like, what is it? And she's like,
You're so. I'm just kidding.
and then she just said, oh, you just seem like you're very scared to move on to the next relationship. I was like, no. Like, I was like, oh, this isn't happening to me right now. And I just wanted to get away from her. And then I was like, I really don't have time. I have to get going. And she was like, here's my card and everything. Just, if you want to hear more, come talk to me later.
You should have been like, I've never been in a relationship.
I know, I should have just lied to her. That was just like,
I'm a nun. Bye.
And yeah, but I don't know. Then she kept like kind of like following me after, and then I was like, I need to leave.
It's time to go.
Yeah. It's time to go to Walmart. Hey, when Target's back.
Sometimes I go to Walmart just to kick it.
When Target fails you, just do online shopping.
Go to Trader Joe's.
Maybe, honestly, I feel like we should have a podcast just for you to tell us all your traumatizing stories because you seem to have the stories.
Yeah.
She was probably just like, I don't know, just guessing. A lot of the times they just guess, and they're just like.
I was gonna ask you,
maybe,
did she ask you for money at the end?
The majority of people have dated or have been in a previous relationship. So let me just say this, and then she just right away gives you your.
She gave me her card, and I took it because I just didn't want to
I know. I'm just trying to leave.
Yeah.
Like, just trying to make a peaceful exit.
I did go to Walmart after though.
Oh,
he was right.
Because I feel like I don't know, people are nicer there.
Walmart behavior. What the hell?
Yeah, that's Walmart behavior.
That's Walmart behavior.
Walmart closed.
Target, what's going on with you?
Hey, they still got the one off.
Okay, so anyways, we were earlier like talking about signs. Did you girls ever believe in like signs? Like, I'm not gonna date that guy because he's a certain sign or something like that.
Like
horoscope signs.
I do. All the guys I've ever dated have been either Aquariuses or Geminis.
You got a Virgo.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I've never, And the Libras.
So
after a certain time, I'm like,
I know he's
a Virgo man.
I had Virgo one time.
What's wrong with Virgo man?
I've had Virgo. Anyways, okay, so I don't believe in that. However,
to read about it.
I do believe in it in its if you're in its purest form, and when I mean pure, I mean like as a child. I mean that Leo book you have. She has JJ is a Leo. She has a little booklet, and she has a little book. She has a little booklet, and each phrase describes JJ, and I think yes, that is part of his sign, but because he's so young, he hasn't really gone out there, experienced life. He hasn't really changed into whatever he's about to be. But at his purest form as a child, that is you. And I was like, okay, so that kind of does make sense because like, if you take an example, me, your brother, and your sister are all Scorpios, but we are very different people.
Well, they have like different and you have more than one sign.
I feel like you and my brother are very alike. Like growing up, like I always saw you guys as like, oh, they're very alike. They both feel like my brother, kind of thing.
At times, but he's more like we're definitely both like protectors, but he's more of like.
Mateo, stop. JJ.
JJ would be like, no, stop. I
I just feel our personalities are so different between the three of us. But we, at times we do, you know, we do come together. Like, I mean, we come together so many times on this podcast, and so like we do relate to things so many well. But like personality-wise, I feel like all three of us are so different in ways.
You know, I love.
And it's funny that we're all Scorpio.
Describe how it came across to like the whole like zodiac signs, because they say it's very science-based, where it's like you're born from the earth, like the moon, the stars, and everything. So we align with the earth, the moon, the stars, whatever. We're part of the earth, so that's why it always correlates with everything and everything, especially with like the women and the way we menstruate.
Go with the horse.
We should
see what's in our signs. I want to know now.
We'll save it for another.
Yes.
Okay.
But like you have more than just like you're more. JG's more than just a Leo. It's also like your. Stop. No, it's like you also have like a moon sign. You have like all of these houses.
That I still
like,
don't understand. Like, oh, that's.
It also like the time you were born, like your exact what is it called? Like the exact place you were born. It all like aligns differently. It's super weird. I don't know a lot about it, but it's really cool to learn about. I don't believe much about it, but I like to hear about it. And I have like a best friend that knows all about that, and like it's really cool. But I mean, I don't know. I think it's cool.
I think it just kind of creeps me out when someone says like, "Oh, I'm not gonna date that person because they're a certain sign."
Oh,
like,
dude, yeah. I've heard that.
No, I mean, I feel like you should like base it off of other things too. Yeah, I definitely agree.
Like personality.
I felt like I've looked at different horoscopes and I'm like, oh, that's fucking me to a T right there. This month, you know, like every month I'll look at a different one and I'm like, that's me too.
A lot of the time it's super generalized. I feel like a lot of it is advertised to like just be generalized, and like that's what draws people in a lot of the time.
Motherfucker said this month.
That's what I'm saying. Because every time it's different, I'm like, oh, this is different, but guess I'm a Scorpio this month.
You're a Scorpio.
Right? No. Pisces.
I'm a Pisces.
I'm an Aries this month. You're a Pisces?
I'm a Pisces.
That fucking makes sense.
See, everyone says that. Everyone looks at me like, you're a Pisces? I'm like, yeah,
I don't know
that's
anything
just
opposite of
Oh, everyone says that to me. They're like, you're a Pisces. You. And I'm like, yeah, this shit's not real. Not real.
All right, we'll go to our next one. After hanging out a few times, I went over her place and we hooked up. It was pretty great, except I forgot that in her bio she was fluent in German. So mid coitus.
German I know.
So mid sex, this very cute blonde is shouting in German, which, no offense to Germans, it isn't the sexiest language in the book. It was so unexpected and I was terrified.
I want to know what it was.
Another time, so apparently he hung on with her a little bit more. Another time we went out to grab a drink at a bar, and she obviously knew the bartender, and we were all chatting it up. She was hanging on to me, and we had PDA going on after the bartender left, and I asked her how she knew him. She told me that he was her ex-husband. The bartender was her ex-husband.
Like in German or in English?
No. They're at a bar. It's English. The bartender serving them. Okay. She was like, she's friendly with them, and it's her ex-husband.
Okay.
I was a bit shocked because of all the 20-somethings. We were all 20-something. When she went to the bathroom, he leaned over and he asked how I took the German in bed. And I was still a bit shocked, and I was like, it's alright. And he winked at me, and she came back. Weird girl, nice guy. He comped our drinks, and he still remembers me when I go for a beer.
This sounds like some Sons of Anarchy biker bar, pass around girl. Like, I swear to God, this sounds like a TV show.
Yeah.
And the bartender's like,
Sons of Anarchy.
how was she? Yeah, drinks, bro. Like, yeah. It sounds
Eskimo
like a TV
Brothers.
show.
Yeah.
Eskimo Brothers.
We sit together.
Jesus.
That's weird. It's weird.
Is that real life?
What you say? She starts yelling in German.
Schniegenhausen. I don't even know what that means.
I don't know.
I know it's a word.
We met at Starbucks and she told me she was vegan and that she was cool that I'm not. I ordered a coffee with cream in it and she screams at the top of her lungs in a crowded Starbucks that I'm a cow murderer. I just paid for my stuff and left. Have you guys ever dated a vegan? No.
And I've never even met a vegan that would be that, like, absurd.
Extreme.
Like, what the hell? Like, why are you screaming? Yeah, like, fucking relax.
I don't think I know a vegan.
There's people across the street biting into a hamburger at McDonald's. Go yell at them. You know?
I know a vegan, but they
Girl, you're at a Starbucks. Shut the hell up.
Exactly. Why are you going on this?
I have a friend who's vegan, but she's always so respectful about like things like if we order meat in front of her, she's always like, "Oh, that looks good."
That looks good.
I feel like a lot of people are. This is just like a weird. It's
Miguel,
like it looks
Miguel
good.
be like, "Shut up, bitch! I just put some meat in you last night."
Yeah.
No.
You have to cut that from that. It's fucking serious.
I was talking to a match for a few weeks and she seemed awesome. We met for drinks and I see her walking in the parking lot toward the pub. She looks nothing like her photos and is wearing a cheerleader uniform with daddy on front. I drove off and never spoke to her again. I drove off.
No, you don't know, period. Period. You know, just go her. I don't know why.
I don't know how to. I mean,
okay,
you guys have some.
Just go her.
Repeat it one more time. Repeat it one more time. For the people in the back.
Guys, listen. He matched with someone online and she seemed awesome. We met for drinks and I see her walking in the parking lot towards the pub. She looks nothing like her photos and she is wearing a cheerleader uniform saying the word daddy on it. On the front. I drive off and I never speak to her again.
No, you know what? That is the new millennium right there. Go Gen Z. I love that.
Have you guys ever met someone that doesn't look like their photos?
Oh, definitely. All the time. When I first met Dom, way cuter online.
Way cuter.
I met him and I was like, what's the dude?
You're like, I guess.
I'll be this guy's friend.
So I'll hang out with him for the rest of my fucking life.
I feel like people see that all the time now.
Nah, but for real, it was a whole fucking show about it. But like, okay, I got catfish one time.
Oh. It's okay. Tell the story.
Tell the story. Go ahead. I was living in Martinez, right?
What the hell? I'm just kidding.
Yeah. And I met this girl online.
Where'd you meet her at?
Tinder.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was Tinder.
Hinge. Grindr.
It was
bottomofthebarrel.com.
It was the Latina one. It was a cheese one.
There's a Latina.
Yeah. Okay, check this out. Check this out. I've dated. Hey, whoa! What is that? What is that?
This is not a safe space.
Okay, so check this out.
Not a safe space.
So I've dated. Obviously, I've dated other like races, but I've just like in my head. I don't know if this is racist or not, but I'm just like, if I do get married, it's gonna be with a Latina chick.
Well, it's your preference.
Yeah,
it's okay.
But so I met up with this girl. She asked me how tall I was. I was like, okay, like you know, this is how tall I am. I asked her, how tall are you? She's like, oh, I'm 5'5", and I was like, all right, cool, it's gonna work out. But she pulls up. Dude, she's like 5'11". And she pulls up.
She was insecure. Don't be insecure about your
size.
size.
To my spot. And then she gets out the car, and I go like this. Oh. and then I felt bad because I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I was like, you ain't 5'6". That's the first thing I said to her. Right when she got out the car, I was like, you ain't 5'6". I look like you should be on a basketball team, girl.
And then she picks you up and throws you.
But she lived in like Frisco or some shit, so she jammed to Martinez to kick it. So I'm like, all right. And she's like, I'm sorry that and she told me, she's like, sorry that I lied, but I just really want to hang out with you. And I was like,
okay.
I was like, come kick it. I was like, we'll come kick it.
Oh, that's good.
Hey, The Weeknd and Bella.
What happened?
Give the tall girl a chance. Give the tall girl a chance.
We talked for like 2 weeks, and of course I smashed. We talked
Good.
But
she's like, across your legs like a melon.
I actually, it was like we kind of both split on each other's shit because we were just kind of both like, I was just like, man, you know, like, not that the height thing had anything to do, but we were just two completely different people, you know?
Okay.
I felt like it was more her, she was just like, and this is a thing that a lot of people don't talk about. On like Tinder and fucking Cheese Club and a lot of these sites, everyone talks shit about the guys, like, oh, these guys are just trying to fuck. There's so many girls that are just trying to get their fucking nut and get the fuck out of there. So many motherfucking girls. Because that's what this girl did. She had me for like 2 weeks, and then she just ghosted me. And I was just like, alright, whatever, you know, but I was just like,
go girl!
You could have said bye.
You could have said bye! I miss you!
but then she hit me like 2 weeks later, and I hit her with a little emoji.
Oh, nice.
Little emoji.
Nice. Little pettiness in there. I love that.
Fucking 5'11" ass.
Fuck you!
Flip the bird.
So
I wore my platforms when I first met her, and she thought I was a fucking giant. She was like, "Oh,
I didn't think she'd be that tall. She had her platform.
You're
Like literally, like.
I was like 6 foot.
Nice.
Yeah,
She
she had some-
towering over
She
me.
no, bitch, you were taller than me.
Oh, I was taller.
you know, at the time she needed to wear a lot of platform shoes.
At one point, tall girls need to be like empowered by their height.
But I thought you were
I wore strictly platforms for the longest
She's
time.
like 6 inches taller.
I know. I was.
I was like literally looking at
All right.
But I'm your height. It's just your platforms. Like by a centimeter or two.
All right. I got a horror story. Okay. From the internet,
Christmas,
of course.
Stephanie.
No. And then I got
Get out.
It was all about him.
You need to leave.
You need to leave.
This is from the internet. Whether it's true or not, we don't know. I don't know the full
Reddit.
details. Reddit. Okay, here
Your
it
dad,
goes.
you shouldn't be on Reddit.
So, girl goes out with a guy. Guy is nice and everything, and they sleep together. Great time. A couple days later, starts feeling a little itchy down there. Goes to see a doctor, and doctor says, you know, like, hey, here's some antibiotics. Here's to help you out.
No more monkey.
Does a couple tests. A few days more later, the doctor calls her back, like, hey, you need to come back to the office. Said, turns out it wasn't an STD, it was some bacteria down there. Only place we find that bacteria is in dead bodies.
Walking Dead. Walking Dead.
Apparently,
What?
A dead body?
so if you put your head together, they call the police. Police find him. Find out he had access to dead bodies.
That's a kink. That's an actual kink. There's an actual word for
Necrophilia.
That's a
word. It's a word. It's
Is it necrophilia?
Like
No, but like no, there's like
Sounds
an actual.
a little racist almost.
There's an actual like word for people that do it with dead bodies.
That's it. Necrophilia.
Yes,
You know what else?
necrophilia.
You know what else sounds? Oh, sorry.
That's
not on
That's
TikTok.
the word.
yeah. That's some crazy
TikTok.
shit,
That's some
man.
disgusting ass
Great
shit.
fucker.
Wait, so what happened?
So I mean, I think the bacteria was curable,
What happened to her?
but the guy got arrested.
I was about to say,
but
but
apparently
I have to report this podcast.
yeah. Oh yeah, he.
Follow up.
How did he have access to?
Huh?
How did he have access?
He's probably
Either he worked at a morgue
Yeah,
or
sure worked at a
Or
morgue.
at a morgue or someplace like that. Yeah, he had access like that.
I
Yeah,
mean, if you work at a morgue, you kind of gotta be a little fucked up to begin with.
yeah.
I have a cousin who works at a morgue. We don't even talk to that fool. My parents are like, yeah. My parents are like, no hablas a él.
I wanted to work at a morgue.
Motherfucker's like
Very
32. I'm
interesting
like,
the way they do all of that.
sorry, Edgar.
It's crazy.
See, I love is blind. They had a guy who worked at a morgue.
Oh god.
Get called out.
Jeez.
Yeah, I did his mom too.
There was another one where a guy was feeding this girl, and he kept feeding her they went out a couple days, and he kept feeding her, and he was like wondering why, and then like after a while, this is in another country, and then she comes back to the United States, and she feels sick, and she gets tested by the doctor, and the doctor tells her like, have you consumed human meat? And apparently, whatever he was feeding her, he said he was vegan or something like that. he was feeding her something, and
Oh my God,
they
I forgot
eventually
about that.
found him
got away with it.
and
He
arrested
was like,
him.
"This is fake meat."
So
That's
some of these stories,
why I
like
say
I don't know the
Thank
full
you.
on ending. I know like maybe the guys were arrested and they were in different countries. I don't know.
Get two, girl.
But
That
honestly,
can also
like
fuck you
guys
up.
be creepy out there. I mean, how many
Yeah.
Netflix documentaries have you seen
People
where
are
the guys
just
are creepy
weird.
and weird?
People can be really fucking weird. Look
Yeah.
at horror movies. Look at all the weird horror movies.
I don't watch
people
horror movies.
think
It's
of
not even
these
horror
things.
movies no more. It's fucking documentaries.
Yeah,
nowadays,
there you go.
Man, yeah.
Oh, fucking-
Like the fucking higher the year goes, the weirder motherfuckers.
Terrifier,
get.
that's
Dude,
a documentary.
the 50 Cent documentary for Diddy, that's just gonna be fucking the
If
top.
that
dude.
really comes out, that's gonna be.
Oh, it's
wild.
coming out.
Fire.
That's
Which
gonna be
one?
the 50 Cent's making a documentary
My
about
Netflix,
Diddy.
right? Oh, I can't watch it.
About Netflix.
But who knows?
It's gonna be on
But,
Netflix.
You know,
It's gonna be on-
Diddy lost a lot of money, but he still got hella money.
Oh,
so
cool
he
shit.
might be able to tell his lawyers to tell 50 Cent that. I mean, he might be able to
No.
not
I mean,
use
it's been
his
so many
name.
years.
50 Cent hates Diddy.
It's been
Yeah,
so
that's
many
what I'm
years
saying.
that 50 Cent has
That's why
like
he's trying to do
this
that.
on him. So
But
I
I'm
don't
sure
think so.
Diddy will do some lawyer shit that says like, you can't show my name. How many documentaries have you seen that doesn't show the accuser, the guy? You know, like,
Well-
he denied being on our Netflix cast.
I mean, he could try vanilla, but currently, right now, TMZ has a show on Tubi or something like that.
Yeah,
on TV.
I watched it. I
Yeah,
watched it,
yeah.
but it's the same shit you see on fucking TikTok.
Yeah.
It's nothing. It's nothing real. You know,
Yeah.
on TikTok you see like, new videos out of this. It
Yeah.
never shows. It shows the same shit over and over again. They're not really gonna show us what's really going down.
Yeah.
That shit's already been shut, closed, done.
Ugh.
I'm so against. Put the shit on it. I'm so against the government. Cause it's so dirty how they do it. Diddy should have been behind bars. He's still getting a fucking trial. He should. There's so
Diddy's the
many
next
people.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, there's a fucking audio of Meek Mill getting clapped by fucking Diddy.
hell no.
I told you.
Yeah.
Not me.
And you know what? And you know what?
How
It's
do
so-
all of these people in Hollywood?
Yeah, it is.
They have to be gay.
Oh,
They had to
But
be
there's
gay.
like
He's in like a porn video.
Everybody's
No,
gay.
because you can
Like
check-
James Charles said, it's a spectrum.
This man.
One at a time. One at a time.
I want to know if it's recorded. If it's recorded.
It is,
out-
okay. It already has gotten tested and it has never got like tampered with. Like that's the #1 video.
How do you?
There's audio. It's just audio.
Well, how do you
It's
guys
audio.
trust it then?
Yeah, it's just audio.
Do you think that
I need to
you think Diddy is innocent?
No.
Then he
Hell no,
said that
he's
he
not.
fucked Me too, because all that shit is
That doesn't
real.
mean that he fucked me Mill.
Oh
bro.
my god.
There's so many people
That's
talking
so
out of
crazy.
it. I'm with you.
If he fucked Justin Bieber
He
and
sure
he
did.
fucked Usher, he fucked Meek Mill too.
Oh,
and he
for
fucked
sure.
and he fucked Lloyd Banks too. He fucked everybody.
No.
She said Lloyd Banks.
50 Cent. That's why 50 Cent got involved, because
He
Lloyd Banks left 50 for Diddy.
Yep,
That's why
that's
he
what I've
got-
heard,
That's
too.
why Diddy got in, that's why 50 got involved with Diddy shit.
Wait, 50 Cent also has sex?
No, 50
no.
never did. 50 never
He
did.
hates Diddy. He's been
Yeah.
hating him. Him and Eminem have been
But
dissing him for years.
also, what's it? It wasn't Lloyd Banks, but who? I mean, it doesn't matter. But he was like fucking like it was a girl.
This is like it's gonna be
It
its
was
own
a guy.
podcast.
It was a guy
Dude,
pretending to be a girl. Like
Okay, I'm gonna stop right there because like that whole Diddy thing will be a whole podcast in itself.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no worry. But anybody else, creepy dating stories, crazy scenarios you guys have ever heard, or things that you are afraid of in the future?
Dude, I've heard some stories that I'm afraid of right now. From coming up right here, just right here, like fucking.
Make sure your teeth are good.
Cootie scratchers.
Cootie scratchers.
Could be a girl. Could be a girl. You know. It's not always nuts.
It's not always
It's not always nuts. You know, I'll tell a story. I wasn't dating this girl, but I was getting to know this girl, and we were like sexually active. But like sometimes she wasn't like stinky down there, but like her armpits. Like I'd be like, dude, like you smell like You smell like you just like
spices.
Got out of a fucking volleyball game. You know? like stinky. Like, you know, we've all smelled each other before. Like, damn, like I need to go shower before I do anything tonight. You know, like after a sporting event or something. You know. And like sometimes it just like I'd be like, dude,
maybe she forgot to wear
I can't even hang out. I can't even like have dinner with you because I can like smell the stench from
Was
you.
it all the time or just that one time?
It wasn't all the time, but it was enough to be like, I'm noticing
times?
this shit, you know?
Was it
Maybe
she's going aluminum free?
No.
Whatever she was doing was not right.
She's switching deodorant.
She gave her a little more time.
I know it because it takes a
minute. Aluminum takes a minute.
Has to kick in or what?
It does. Because you have to like
you gotta
detox.
get like
I tried
200 steps in before it activates or what?
I was like, oh no, I need to leave. I left work to go put on deodorant. I'm like, I'll be back in 10 minutes.
No, literally.
I
had to go back to chemicals.
It's a 10-minute pod.
Oh, give me those chemicals.
Lube works for a cool minute, but after a while I was like, no, I need to go back to my fucking Old Spice or something.
Well,
nah, Old
Just carry a
Spice.
little one.
Don't do Old Spice, huh?
Did you get a reaction?
One time I used Old Spice and I got a huge burn. I still do. Like it's like, and then I think I got like a 3-pack and I gave this to one. Remember when you got burned too?
Hey, Native did that shit to me. Native did.
And Donick was the itchy guy.
It's the blue. It was the blue Joe one, huh?
He's not an itchy
Nah, mine was the white.
I gave you him.
I used to use the blue gel. Okay, I'm a funky girl and I go to the gym, so I need something strong. So good to know.
No, yeah, don't use that shit. That shit burned my shit. It was so bad. Like, I'd be asleep and I'd be scratching my armpits. I wouldn't even know. I'd be passed out, just like, and I'd wake up and I'd be like, fuck, my armpits are raw as shit, dude. Like, yeah. And it was from that fucking deodorant, dude.
Clinical dub thing?
I'm not even gonna lie, that's fucking rocking my world right now because I used to have such fucking dark armpits and I used to use the fucking Old Spice.
The blue one.
The blue one?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, don't use it.
I'm not gonna fucking use that shit no more. I'm not gonna use that
Ash
shit
is
no
like,
more.
well, shit.
You're like, no, I use some. I have a different regimen. My girlfriend says I'm nice and clean. I'm just saying.
Everyone's like, what is this?
Yeah.
I mean,
now I just use a clay block.
No, I mean for the gym I still use like the Old Spice because it's stronger.
Baby powder.
But like I use the Fiji. Fiji's nice. Ladies use the Fiji. I'm just saying if you smell it all.
You know, when I was growing up, my older cousins would always be like, if you sweat a lot, like play sports a lot, use girl deodorant because you sweat less. They have like antiperspirant.
Yeah.
No, see, no.
So like a lot, I feel like you as an athlete, you never use girl deodorant. I grew up, it'd be like you sweat less.
No. Glycolic acid.
Your white jerseys, you're not gonna have that yellow stain.
Glycolic acid, the ordinary.
Boy.
I'm telling you, glycolic acid, the ordinary. Spray that shit underneath. You won't smell. Your armpits will be lighter. Ladies, I'm putting you on. I swear to God. I swear to God.
Don't ask for it. All right. So I'll end the podcast with this question. I was actually gonna ask it last time, but because it is kind of like it's a scary thought. How do you know when you wanna kiss someone?
Just do it.
You just feel it. You feel it in your ass.
Because it can go really right or really wrong and awkward and ruin the entire day afterwards.
Hey,
so if you
check this out. I'm gonna tell you what I've told.
He didn't wash his hands.
I'm gonna tell. I haven't even peed yet. I haven't even got there yet. I've gone 3 times and walked back. But check this out. I'll tell you what I've told all my boys. I've told my brothers. I've told my cousins. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And at the end of the day, what's the worst that's gonna happen? She's gonna say, no, I'm okay, I just want to be friends. It just did. It's gonna be cool. Take that L and then live to kiss another day.
I mean, not to call anybody out, but Natalie, you mentioned one time about bucking teeth with someone.
Like you chopped on each other?
No, so it was our first date, and we tried to kiss, and it did not work. Like it was just so bad that I never saw him again.
Yeah.
You gotta do the hitch, the 90-10, you know? That kind of works.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
The 90-10.
90-10, where the guy comes in 90% of the way, and the girl comes in the 10. The guy leans in more, and then the girl's like, oh, kiss. Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
I think it's pretty simple. It's just you can feel that.
But how do you know, like, or what do you do to, like, I'm gonna give you that first kiss? Like, you're like,
I asked.
Like, you asked?
You asked?
If I asked you?
Yeah.
I asked you.
You asked?
I'm married, bitch.
It
worked.
That's lame.
It worked.
You gotta feel like the heat of the moment. You're not gonna add. You know when you're close to each other. You just feel that shit. Man.
I asked you.
I don't know. I was shy and I feel like that was respectful.
It was so cute.
Fuck you, bitch.
High school?
Fuck you. This was with my girlfriend. I was shy. Like I've never been like.
Try it sometime.
Try asking sometime.
I know.
I was freaking nervous. What do I fucking do? What the fuck?
I don't ask permission, I beg for forgiveness.
Oh.
Weird. That is such a guy response.
Taking a playbook from Dom. Shit.
That is such a guy response.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, start begging right now.
Start begging right now. Actually, as I remember, I asked you to kiss you and you said no.
Damn. I don't remember.
You know what?
I do remember that.
You know what? Period, bitch. That's
Okay, I don't remember.
But the next day, I snuck in a kiss and you were like, you went with it. I just went for it.
Like,
I wanted to
That's actually what Ashley did to me. I asked her and she did. What? No.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
But honestly, yeah, that's a lot of scary thoughts going through the first date. You're like, do I kiss this person or not? It's like,
I feel like just no. I feel like also you get like, I don't know.
First date's hard to read, though.
First date's hard to read.
I feel like
Yeah,
maybe not the first
sometimes.
date. The first date, you're just getting to know each other, and then the second date, if you're just kind of like.
But first date, you know if you're gonna go on another date.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like you're like, all right.
So here's a switch to the question. What kind of signals do you give that you want to kiss someone? Besides that,
you're looking at their eyes. You guys are close together. You're looking at their eyes. It's the eyes. Yeah. So it's connection.
You just kind of have like that.
You start.
You have that silent.
It's the eyes.
Oh, one at a time.
Hold on.
Say.
People talk.
We're talking at all.
Well, I mean, everybody.
Maria, go ahead, go.
That people like what everyone's been saying. Like you're just kind of like. You feel it, like you have like that silent little like moment where you're just kind of like.
You get it. You know when it's gonna happen.
In that moment, are you like playing with their hands? Is there something?
You can be
yeah.
like you can kind of be like a little bit intimate, or like you're just like talking.'re like a little close to them, or like you're just kind of like. That moment where you want to go. you lean in for a kiss, and then if it's not reciprocated, then you leave and you block them.
Never talk to them again.
I think Natalie, you were saying something back there?
No.
Oh.
You were saying something over there. But like when you give off a first kiss, like what signals do you give like you want to kiss someone?
The eyes.
The eyes.
Yeah, like touching.
These eyes.
Like touching like their hip or their hand, or you guys are like.
It's the eyes, Chico.
Their hips.
The eyes.
Like like you're hugging. You're kind of like you're getting close to each other. You start like touching each other a little bit, you know.
Yeah, but the eyes.
The eyes too. Yeah, eyes. Yeah.
Know.
That comes together.
Like they're looking
at you.
That's weird. I'm not gonna lie. That might be a little bit, a teeny tiny.
But I feel like if you're feeling somebody from like a guy and a girl, I feel like you're feeling somebody. That's what you want. You want to know if that person is physically attracted to you. That's what it is at the end of the day. You want to know if the person you're with is physically attracted to you. And it doesn't have to be sexual. It can just be like a light tap.
Like
and that's how you know.
Like,
just flirtatious. Not like I'm going down there, but it can just be like a nice tap. Like, just like some man hand. I'm just saying, like I think we all like that.
Like even if like you brush each other's like hands, like
Elaborate more on the man hand.
I just feel like you want, like sometimes you want like a manly touch, and it doesn't have to be aggressive or super sexual. It can just be like to your hips or like your shoulders, not like on your like boobs or anything.
Or your DMs.
I'm just saying, I think we all like want that from a man. It's a nice light touch that you
Obviously, so from this question, we know that like it should be a man's prerogative to like you gotta make your first move.
That touch
if the girl makes
somewhere
that
else
move,
should be like that that signal of like, okay, they're ready for a kiss.
Only if it's consented.
Yeah,
when
well,
you're not attracted to him and he's only your type.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah.
At the end of the day, it's consent.
Yeah. Well, obviously with consent,
Definitely,
I'm sure.
yeah.
I'm talking about like when you want, like when you're with that person.
It's already in there. You already want it, but it's like,
obviously, like
is this person
some people might not,
and it's okay.
No, I know. I feel like
and you brush them off and you make that clear.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it shouldn't be.
I have a question. What is crossing the line when it comes to like, say like you and
Shrek costume?
No. So like, say like you and like your girlfriend, right? You guys are best friends, and say you used to fuck around with this guy, but then you didn't date him, but then you kind of like fucked around a little bit. But there were some feelings, but nothing ever like worked out, nothing ever panned out. But then later on, your friend goes along and you find out that they're fucking around, and you're like, do you feel butthurt? Do you like not care?
What? Say it.
So like, say like you have, because I have like a friend, let you know.
Don't say names.
No
names. No snitch.
Dom's good at this.
No. So like he dated this. He was with this girl for like a long time, right? And they broke up. And then later, the friend, I guess, got with the girl that he was with for a long time and didn't say anything. And then they got together. And then all of a sudden, it just ruined their friendship and everything, right? And so they didn't talk for like years after that. Like they were like, he didn't fuck with him because like that was his good friend. Went behind his back, not took his girl, but like got his girl after they had broken up. You know, and it just ruined the friendship.
It's not a friend.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying like what? What I'm saying is, what is crossing the line? Like what is your crossing the line moment? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, he was pretty spot on. He was your friend. Yeah. Like, you just completely betrayed him, and you got with their partner.
Yeah. No, like they weren't partners anymore, right?
No, they weren't partners anymore, but they were like good friends.
Because you were getting a crush on their partner this whole time. You didn't do anything but like.
Yeah.
No, there's still hurt there. Like you can't just.
Maybe it happened.
You can't just ignore that afterwards.
I think that so for me, I would say like, if there's like, say if I have a friend like one of my close homies and he did that to me, I would be hurt like beyond words. I'd probably. Like I'd probably end the friendship with them because they didn't have respect enough for me. So my line is like, if I had any type of love for that person, that's off limits. Like my friend, whoever it is, like that's off limit. But if there was never any true feelings, like say if I was just fucking around or I was talking to her for like a month and it didn't work out and they ended up swooping on, like I wouldn't care. I'd be like, oh, okay, like, that's all you. But if there was like real feelings involved, then and they went behind my back, then I would be like, fuck that.
Did you communicate that with your homie?
But I shouldn't have. Like they should know. Like if say I was in a deep relationship with this person, you know, for a long time, and they seen like it all play out over like years or whatever, and then all of a sudden it ended, and then they swooped right in. Didn't even ask me if it's okay, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
did the swooping happen right away?
No, I'm just saying that's hypothetical, you know.
Yeah.
I think,
but if it was right away,
if your
either
friend,
I
think if your friend knows,
I
like,
think either way,
if your friend knows how like deep it was and like the emotions behind it,
yeah, for sure,
it'd be kind of fucked up.
It is fucked up.
You can like see the other friend like love is love, but like again, that's fucked up, dude. Like if you respect your friend and like that's your friend.
Sorry. Gabby, go and speak up.
Would you feel the same way if it was like 10 years later?
If like me and this friend, if we were like tight, if we had like gone our own ways, haven't talked in a couple years, then I mean it is what it is. But if this is like my ride or die, like one of my close circle people,
Ooh,
then
Yeah.
if it's like an outside kind of friend, like a friend I'm cool with, but I don't see like
Yeah,
that.
but okay, 10 years later.
10 years.
But if they're in my close circle,
That's
that
a lot, though.
that
10
shouldn't
years.
even that shouldn't
That's
even
a lot.
10
Of
years
course.
later. I mean, 10 years
That's-
later. The point of dating is
No, but
having compatibility.
10 years later. Is
Like,
a
you're
long
around this-
fucking time.
No, but that should-
Aren't you over them 10 years
Yeah,
ago?
but that shouldn't even be on the table though. That shouldn't even be on the
I
table.
just
Okay.
That shouldn't be on the
I get
table.
what you're saying.
You know what I'm
Like, I get what you say. 10 years later, if you haven't even like you 10 years later, bro, you should have already made your move.
If
or
you're
try
in
to
another
do something.
relationship.
But I mean, okay,
Yeah, no,
10
I know,
years
but I
later,
think that's-
the difference between 15 and 25.
Yeah.
Y'all did it in high school. Get the fuck out of it.
Yeah, but
Hey,
I
I think okay.
Drop
okay,
them,
okay.
right?
I think you know.
I
what,
mean,
you know,
even
you know,
high school
you know,
doesn't count.
Even 25 and like in your 30s or so, I feel like that's a big difference because you're still a child in your. I mean, I am calling myself a child. Like in your 30s, but look, that's still a big that's big growing point and like a big like. I don't know. You should, different mindsets. You go through things. You find new people. You grow. I don't know. It'd still be a little bit weird, but I'd be like, you know what? There's other people out there. It didn't work out, homie. You're gonna.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like
Yeah,
how you say like 10 years later or whatever, how many years later, like it wouldn't hurt as bad, but I'd probably be like, damn, man, like for real. Like damn, like
No,
there's
yeah,
so many other
I
people
mean,
in the world, and you
no,
want to go after the
you're-
fucking person I was with in the past, like.
Your feelings are still valid. They're absolutely
Like,
still
yeah.
valid. Like it is weird. Like, but maybe in that point in time, like 10 years ago, your friend did not feel that way. Later on, 10 years later, you grow.
Yeah.
Things still happen. Like now, your friend's like, okay, well, maybe we can connect. We like talk to each other. Like now we've connected. I see you're happy. I don't know. Shit happens.
Yeah.
But like, you grow.
Yeah, I guess so, because that example I gave, they actually became like friends again, like they rekindled their friendship. So, but they're not as strong as friends as they once were, but they're still like, because they have the same circle of friends, so they're
It's so
still
hard,
friends,
though.
but they're still like not as
Something
friends.
borrowed. That's what happened in this movie. The
Okay.
girls end up with like the one couple breaks up and then the girl gets with that dude and they end up the second relationship works out and the girls who were like really really close, they're no longer friends. 'Cause it's like, you're fucked up.
You know what? It's not weird. It's uncomfortable because your mind starts to spiral. You start to think like, did my friend like them at this point?
Yeah.
Were they thinking this and that? Were were they sabotaging? Like
intentions
when
the
it
whole time type of thing.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you kind of start to roll with that shit and like
Yeah.
you start to just sit in your own mind with it. When I think you just need to let go.
No, I mean, you know what? It's okay. However you feel.
I mean,
If
no,
you think
yeah,
that's
of course.
fucked
Like,
up,
you feel the
No,
way
yeah,
you feel.
I think it's
your
like
feelings are yours.
if it's
absolutely
within that
valid.
like if it's like right away in like a small time period. But if it's like years later, like, I guess it's not so bad. But if it's like right away,
I mean, it's
you know.
there's no right or wrong answer. If you feel like that was fucked up, fuck you, I don't want to be your friend anymore.
Like you need to sit in your own life at the moment, because at that point you're like thinking about the past. Start thinking about the present and the future, and not the past, because that sounds so fucking corny, but it's so fucking true. Like, don't let it define you. It doesn't matter. Stay in the present, the way that person feels, what they feel, whatever. Like, sit there and then go on, because it doesn't.
Yeah.
They're not the same person. No one's the same person.
Yeah,
they've gone through different things.
You know what? I feel that
different.
too.
It's completely different.
I just feel like there's okay, but I agree with that.
Yes, Miguel. Yeah.
There's like a
This
bro.
isn't about me. I'm just saying.
There's a bro code and a girl
There
code.
is, yeah.
And that's it. Like that's
Yeah.
that's just what I feel about it. Like
There's-
there's just a bro code.
I
It
don't
depends
know.
on your
Yeah.
level of friendship,
Yeah.
where you have.
What's
like,
that pumpkin
where you're
fucking
at.
shot thing at? I think everyone needs to stop.
Hey, okay, we'll cut it for here, but if we want to do after show, we can do an after show.
Probably an after show.
After dark.
Alright,
After
carpoolers.
dark. After hours.
We're gonna do a pause right now.
Okay, bye.
Alright, guys. Let's see, guys.
I don't want to talk about stuff.
Alright, guys, we're back from a commercial break. This is the after hours. Who would like to start? Don't be shy. You guys have had enough drinks in you guys.
Benny, tell us a story.
Then shit's still going on.
Who's got a creepy, crazy dating story?
You know what? I'll share one.
Go for
it.
First time I met Dominic.
My first date. We went out to some bars, and I spilled beer on my head.
You spilled beer on your head?
How did that happen?
I'm just kidding. Well, that did happen on our first date. Yeah. My first date with Dom, actually.
What?
No, I spilled beer on my head on our first date.
Girl, what the? Oh, you did it. She went whoop.
No, so she it was for the World Cup, and we met up with her friends at like 8 a.m. at San Pedro Square. So the bars were open. It was cracking.
I remember.
So we went there, and then her friends had ordered this like big ass pint, bit like the ones you get on sodas, right? And she was like, "Oh my god,
it's like
so
I'm at the gym."
And she put it over her head, like, "Look at it!" And it fucking spilled on her. And I was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Damn!" And then after that, I was kind of like, I felt better because like, oh, she definitely broke the ice right now. There's nothing I could do today that would be worse than that. So I feel better. So I was like, okay, I don't feel as nervous anymore. She just broke the ice. So I was like, all right, cool.
Dom was offering me to drink in the car. I'm like, no, I don't want to drink in the car. No. And then there I go, like spilling the big ass beer on my head.
You were drenched the whole date.
No, I wasn't drenched. I didn't drench myself, but like I definitely had like beer in my hair.
Like you're like.
No, why Dominic was attracted to you. You smell like Madonna.
Dom's like.
Oh yeah.
What the hell?
But actually, a creepy date I did have was maybe about 3 years ago. This guy was very persistent. Like he's like, okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna go. We're gonna hang out at an A's game, and then after we're gonna go to San Jose and get a hotel. He didn't even ask me. He's like, I booked the hotel. I'm like,
oh,
dude.
You're trying to smash.
I'm not trying to like do that. Like we have hung out a couple times. Like maybe it was our second date. And I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to like get in a hotel with you. Like I don't want to do that. And
I don't know why when you said that like right at Dominic.
He like looked at my
no,
eyes.
Right when you said that, it was like
it wasn't Dom. But like he
know.
didn't even ask me like, hey, like, do you want me to get us a hotel? Like, do you want to go to San Jose? He just had this whole like itinerary plan. He's like, we're gonna do this, which, you know, it was nice. But I'm like, you didn't even ask me. Like,
I was trying to rizz you up.
No, well, that's not.
It hasn't even started yet. Vicky's like, no.
So I was kind of bothered, and I was kind of like giving him short answers before our date. Like we were gonna go to an A's game. And he was only trying to like kind of warm me up. He's like, hey, well, I know you like A's games, so let's go there first. I'm like,
the more.
I think he just wanted to plan it out for you. Just be like,
he did.
For you,
like,
let's just
he did. And it was just kind of weird. Like our conversations were really weird, and he barely hit me up, and we barely even talked that day. And he's like, hey, so are we still going to go to the A's game or not? Like you're being really weird. I'm like, ugh.
No, I don't.
And he already bought my tickets, and parking. I'm like, damn, like I gotta go now. And he was
you don't know him.
So I still went, but I'm like, I gotta find a way to get out of this. And this was like in the peak, like maybe like I said 3 years ago. So like COVID 2021. I'm like, okay, this guy's really COVID conscious. Like, let me just say I'm not feeling well. So I said, hey, I'm not feeling too well. I still show up to the game. He's like, hey, are you like, do you have COVID?
He's like 6 feet away.
I felt so bad because he was a really nice guy, but I was just not feeling him like that. And the fact that he booked a hotel without even asking me, like, I just was not down to like.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So he already told you, like,
he booked a room. He's like, I booked a room for you. I booked a room for us. We're gonna do this. We're gonna go out. And I just like, dude, you didn't even ask me. Like, what if I'm not comfortable with like staying the night with you?
He's like, my mom said I gotta get back ready.
But this is what we're doing.
I feel like without COVID, you probably would have been like, I'm gonna run across the field and get myself arrested.
Honestly,
so I don't have to finish this date.
I was trying so hard. I'm like, and I felt bad. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. But then I'm like, this guy like spent money, and I was like, oh, is this guy being a creep? Like,
that's why I always tell, like, especially girls, it's always like, you gotta talk to your mom about that shit, cause she'll tell you what's up. right away.
Like, it's just you don't
Like,
even
no,
ask,
he
and I
ain't
felt
shit.
like his intentions
He ain't
weren't pure. Like,
Yeah, no. If he didn't ask, he didn't consider you at all. Then don't.
that's
go
what
back.
I like. That's why I felt like, damn.
He was
didn't-
thinking
he was
about
selfish. He
him
was thinking about
and what
him.
he wanted.
Yeah, but
That's what he was doing.
I was trying to like see like, I was trying to see like, hey, the fact that like, you know, he wanted to hang out, like kind of date, but I'm like, what if I didn't want to stay at a hotel? Like, what if I wasn't comfortable? And
Did you say anything about that?
I didn't. I just said I wasn't feeling well. Like, I'm so sorry. Like,
He was like, I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. I
I
have a date
don't
with
want
my
to be one of those
boyfriend.
scary stories.
My stomach hurts.
I did say I wasn't feeling well. I'm like, I don't know if I
I
have
need my
COVID.
kidneys.
Like, my throat hurts. Like, I'm like sick.
Does this
And
beer taste like anything to you?
well, we didn't even get beer. He was like, do you want to go get food? Do you want to get beer? I'm like, no.
Oh,
She's like, I don't want to eat
man.
or drink nothing that you've touched.
I felt so it was just like for me I felt like at the time it felt like I'm like, oh my god, like I feel like I'm in a nightmare because I felt bad, but I'm like, you don't even ask.
But you
that.
shouldn't though, Phil. You shouldn't feel bad.
I'm like, you're over here like getting a hotel without even asking me.
Oh.
So that was the point, like, dude, like he's like, hey, I got us a hotel.
Yeah.
We're gonna stay here Saturday night. I'm like, you don't even ask me, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
can I ask how long were you guys talking before this date?
that was like,
Oh, that's a good question.
that was like. So,
Yeah.
it was maybe our like
Okay, good.
like our official like it would have been our official second date, but like we were texting for
Second date?
yeah, we were texting for about a month.
But only second date.
Still.
But like we were like
Still second date.
yeah, but I did see him like
It's
a
like,
year
with your
before, like
parents, like,
so like it was on and
more
like it wasn't even on and off. Like I talked to him for like a month, a year ago, and then we stopped talking, and then like we rekindled. But
He definitely expected it.
I think he expected it,
And
and
he
I'm
probably
like,
thought you did too.
yeah,
He
I
was
think
probably like,
I think he expected it, and I was like, I don't want to stay at a hotel with you. Like that's not.
you should have told him that. You should have been like, no.
Yeah, so that was kind of like my last horror story, and I feel bad about it. But it's like, at least let me know ahead before you book that hotel. You know what I mean? Just to ask me for consent, or just like, hey, like, is it okay if I book a hotel so we can stay the night together?
So what did Dominic do that was different?
He touched her.
He what? He
Spilled beer on her.
He spilled beer on her.
He did.
And he dried her up.
So how did he spill the beer on your head though?
I did.
She did it.
Because it was a big ass mug.
That's
Like,
the only way I can go
this
home.
big cup. And I'm like, oh my god, I feel like I'm at the gym. I don't know
The gym?
why I lifted like.
A whole jar, like a fucking pitcher.
Hey, you hear what he said? He was like, "This is the only way I can go home."
Yeah,
He's
like,
like, he spilled. He's like, "Oh, I got myself where I gotta go home."
No, because
You're
I
trying
was
to use
meeting
that
up
as
with my
excuse, huh?
friends. I was meeting up with
So
my
what'd you do
friends.
then?
Nothing.
Just laughed it off.
Laughed it off and kept it going.
Good for you.
Kept it going. My friends were there.
You
We
know what's
were-
so funny is after I seen like my friends,
So
like
you
some
got
people
my
I'm cool with
second-
outside,
You got beer.
and he's like, "Who's that girl you with?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm just kind of like on a date," even though I didn't know, even though we both didn't know.
Are you guys'
I was like,
stories
When you
connected?
said
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you said that you're
Yeah,
going out with
yeah.
her, I said this
Let
is
him
officially
talk.
a date.
I didn't know.
I said,
But
this is
go
a
ahead.
date.
No,
Go ahead,
I
go
just
ahead,
remember.
go ahead.
I just remember after that, I was like, "He's like, are you?" I was like, "Are you on a date right now? Who's that girl?" He's like, "Oh yeah, kind of." I'm like, "Dude, she just fucking spilled beer on her face." It's hella funny. And I'm like, "Man,
Also,
that's
you didn't
crazy."
see it?
Huh?
You
No,
didn't
I
see
did
it?
see it, but after I went
I was
outside the patio,
front row.
and I seen
So
friends
you were
of mine.
dating somebody else?
No,
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 this was the first-
that was
this
This was it. Okay.
No.
My bad.
no.
And when he told me that,
First
oh, I'm
date,
gonna go
beer
hang out
in
with
the
Vicky,
face
we're
move.
like, this is the date class.
No, we
Classic.
we drink all day.
Yeah, just as good.
I know that's the story.
I got you.
Wait, you don't have any stories?
Y'all drink.
I just trying to give you a handshake.
That was the
and
first
this
time I met you
was
too. I remember
cheap
you
in.
sitting right
Wait,
there.
why?
Yeah,
you-
I do remember that. I do remember sitting there. I'm
They
like,
came here to recuperate, and then they went to a Warriors game,
I think
right?
they're gonna hear it.
I thought that shit was
Yeah.
on.
It's on.
We did.
By the time I got to the glass door right there, and like she was giving them googly eyes, and I was like, man.
I wasn't drunk, but I was definitely like buzzed. I'm like, oh.
An all day type of drunk.
Like good time in Vegas.
Who's
but
gonna
only
know?
if you're in Vegas.
No.
We'll make your voice go like boom. That whole thing.
That whole like.
My name is Dimitri, and
I got talking the fan.
All right. Anyone else have any more stories, or we're gonna cancel it?
Dimitri, you ready to tell a story?
Okay, I'll tell mine.
Go.
I have
one time at band camp.
I have a 2-in-1.
Go for it.
I have a 2-in-1.
Yeah, 2-in-1.
So
2 for 1.
yes, since we're talking about like spooky, scary dating stuff, I'm gonna get into the scary stuff. But I used to date someone, or I used to be with someone who was abusive and toxic and stuff.
Boo.
Yes.
Go to jail.
Who would always
spooky.
tell himself that he was gonna kill himself
Oh.
if I would break up with him.
I hate
I
hate those guys.
You deserve
Right?
to be in jail.
So I used to be with someone who would always like, if I would be like, oh, I'm gonna break up, I'm gonna kill myself. All the time. But just
Fucking weird.
recently I found out my mom, like we were just having breakfast and she tells me like, oh hey, like
Did you do it?
no. No. More like okay, so
I think I know you talking about too.
Go ahead.
more like okay, so we were having breakfast and she tells me like, oh hey, like oh your dad happened to tell me that we were fixing our roof and that they happened to find a doll in the roof.
Stop.
And I was like, well,
Yeah,
what?
I know. That's what I'm thinking too.
I was like, well, what kind of doll? Like, oh, it was a doll with needles through it.
Oh my god. Shut up.
Come on.
Stuff. I got spooky stuff.
Oh my god.
Sometimes I feel like I got one of those too.
Well,
I'm like, hey, yo. Someone
Okay.
So like we were together for a while, but we were broken up for a while. But like he never left me alone. Like to this day, like he would never leave me alone. But it was just recently where my mom was like, yeah, there's a doll in the corner of the house where my room used to be at, where he used to sneak into. So he knew what room I used to be at. And it had needles in it. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, why did you tell me this? Like,
no, it's good though. So you can get rid of that.
Yeah,
So
now
wait,
I
how long ago was
I
this?
go to like.
So
Oh
she
my
told me
God.
earlier this year.
How
So
long
a few months
ago?
ago.
How long ago?
Oh.
So we broke up in
Broke up.
2014. So
10
yeah,
years ago?
10 years ago.
Holy shit.
And he's still bugging you?
Yes.
How do you know that was that was
Are
him?
they
That it was his.
Well, the reason why I know is because at the time when they found the doll, there's only 3 people living at the house. So it was just me, my mom, and
Found the
my
doll.
dad.
That's so creepy.
It was only us 3.
That's crazy.
So both my sisters had already like moved out.
Mhm.
They weren't living at the house, and I already knew it was him because he already brought up the whole brujeria stuff. So I was like, it would be him, and because he, of course, he wished the worst upon me.
Like ill will on you.
Exactly.
That's fucking crazy.
That's
Yes.
wild.
That's
What a piece of shit.
So that's spooky shit.
Carpoolers, we're about to go on this guy's ass, man. What the f-
Well, no,
This
I never
guy's-
put a restraining order against him or anything. I always threatened him, but
What did you do or anything? What did you do? Like,
oh, I still haven't. Well, I just found out like
Still haven't.
no,
Like 3 weeks ago.
No, like,
you have to
like
get rid of that.
2-3 months ago. I just found out.
You better call that fool
Where's
right
the
now.
doll?
Put him on speakerphone.
Where's
No,
the
you have to get
doll?
rid of it.
Turn your shit on.
I don't know his number.
Where's the
Hey,
doll?
Guys.
Where's the doll?
Oh, so when they ended up
Annabelle.
finding it because they were fixing the
That's
roof,
what
they
that
just
like.
threw it away. Like they were just like, oh, there's a doll with needles. Let's just
No,
toss
The
it.
doll with
you need
needles.
to look around and see if it's around you because you have to get rid
You
of it.
should have took that shit
Oh
to
my
the
god, you
nearest
gotta burn
pastor.
that.
So you need.
Yeah. Oh, I don't even know if burn it. But
No, well, because they say the Ouija board, you need to burn the Ouija board, even
Don't
if
do
you've
the
touched it
Ouija
or
board.
used it.
even with like dolls and all that,
I
you
would
can burn
do
it. I
all
think you
That's
have
my
to dolls.
spooky
That was like 8 years old.
She need to save the best for last. Fucking shit, dude.
That's not right.
Oh man, that guy's
Yeah.
creepy, crazy, and psycho all at the same time.
But yeah.
I'm gonna go. Some
That's weird.
That's weird.
I mean, you guys need to let us know, like, you know, like if you want us as like backup to like give you a second opinion, like, oh, is this guy I'm dating? Does he feel good? What do you guys think? I mean, we'll give you your honest opinions if you don't date another psycho. Holy shit.
Well, I mean, I feel like after that, like that whole experience, I know my red flags. I would hope I do.
For sure.
But yeah.
I was scared to fucking cool.
I've done some.
Jesus.
Not even to like
Let's do a
people,
pendulation.
but to, like,
Let's talk about something
property.
Positive?
Positive?
You know what Christmas is coming up.
Christmas.
Yeah.
I know,
we'll say that for the next podcast for more cheerful stuff. We're doing more scary stuff for this one.
Positive dating stories.
Positive dating stories. Or holiday dating stories. There we go. We'll go that route. Yeah.
For me, it's
I'll stay
like
optimistic.
everyone
Yeah.
has a guilt.
All right, guys. We'll call it here. Thank you guys for listening. Whether you're in the car, out the car, wherever you are. Thank you to Jessica.
Bye.
Bye. And thank you to Stephanie.
Good night. Good morning.
All right, and thank you everyone that's been here and been listening to us, and
Sending everyone good vibes.
yeah, have a safe and
Halloween.
fun Halloween.
We love Carpool Lane Podcast.
Listen to the red flags.
Yes, listen.
Be
And if you
careful
have any
on
red
Halloween.
flags, yeah, and if you have any red
Be
flags
careful on
yourself,
Halloween.
any
Listen to
questions
your mom,
about the person
listen
you're
to
dating,
your dad, they know best.
send them in.
They do.
Yeah. All right, guys. See you guys later. Bye.
Two things happening at the same time.